Hi, this is Hank, the Angry Dwarf. Well, you. Why am I so angry? Well, goddamn business is it of yours. I think all of you people who listen to Howard Stern can go take a flying and your people mean nothing to me. You're like crap. If only I could reach you from the top of the Howard Stern building. You listening to the Howard Stern show, climb to the top of the building and jump off. And hopefully all of you will die.
Nice.
ABC has finally said it. Ellen is coming out of the closet on her TV show. April 30th is L Day. That's what they say in the Post. I guess that L is for lesbian.
Well, I'm not tuning in. I could care less if she's a lesbian.
She's going to reveal she's a lesbian in the episode. Oprah Winfrey will indeed play a psychiatrist.
I'm probably going to have to watch this.
Or therapist to whom Ellen comes out.
Horrible show.
And she'll also meet a gay woman with whom she senses a kindred spirit.
Oh.
And that woman will be Laura Dern.
Ooh, that's sexy.
Now, will we be seeing some romantic encounters between Ellen and her girlfriends as she goes around dating, trying to find a life mate?
Will we see Bush?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder where they're taking all this. Also in the news...
It'd be good if, like, Bruce Dern, her father, was on, and he dated like a guy.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, just that, Ellen should really become real gay, and go into the gay community, all gay friends.
Reject all heterosexuals.
Yeah, just immerse herself in the gay world.
And adopt a baby. That's what they do. All of them. They gotta have a kid.
But, they'd always have gay friends around them. What are these heterosexual friends junk? All gay friends.
And all the girls gain like 80 pounds and become big dykes.
Yeah, you have all various kinds of lesbians, from lipstick lesbians to, full-out bull dykes.
I've always said lesbians would get high ratings, and watch, that show will win.
I don't know if they're going to do this, though.
Right.
David Helfgott, does that name mean anything to you?
Yes.
Who is he?
He was my first program there. What?
Meanwhile, we talked a little bit earlier about the fact that Ellen DeGeneres has decided to come out.
Big deal. Who didn't know?
She says, now, my skin cleared up because I came out, and I feel better, and I'm thinner.
But everybody knew.
Everybody knew anyway. What do you mean? She's making out with Katie Lang at award shows.
Who did not know that she wasn't gay?
Doesn't she have a crush on Tom Cruise?
Anyway, her character's coming out, but she has beaten her character out of the closet. She gives an interview to Time magazine.
Mm-hmm.
They say that, in the Post anyway, they say that there's been speculation about her sexuality ever since the Page 6 column reported that she kissed a girl in a Manhattan nightclub. But, I've been reading these reports about Ellen for years in every publication.
In every rag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody was saying it. They all said she hung out at gay places and
she ain't
had
brave.
girlfriends and...
Nothing brave about her. She only came out because her show was doing so crummy in the ratings that she was forced to have a gay character.
She says when she decided to have
Career
her
move. Thank you.
character on the show come out, she knew she was going to have to come out, too.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
She's 39. She says she hasn't dated a man since she was 20, but was still conflicted about her own path until 8 years ago. I wonder what happened 8 years ago.
Let me tell you something, honey. Nothing fills you like a man. Nothing. That itch can't be satisfied by a woman.
She also has a new woman in her life, and apparently is head over heels.
Hey, Jackie, you know what a loser you are. Maybe you should say you're a fag, and then everything will open up for you.
Your career will go.
Maybe.
I'm a homo. Come to my show.
Hey, I'm a homo. Hey, come to Club Benet, May 17th.
She says, I just met somebody. She did not name her lover. This appears to be something I want to last forever.
Yeah, I want it to last forever.
She said she was freaked out. Just calm down.
I'm freaked out.
Fred woke up.
Yeah.
Fred woke up.
She said she was freaked out when she first considered the fact that she was gay.
Yeah, give me a guy to kiss.
She liked men.
So do I.
And thought maybe she just needed to meet the right one.
Give me a big, smelly tuchus. And a joint so I can get through it.
But she never could meet just that right guy.
I need more butt sex.
Send them my way.
She can't be the right guy. I can.
They say the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation is so thrilled that that Ellen is doing this new show, and she's going to be the first lead character in a sitcom that is gay, that they're building a national Come Out with Ellen Day.
Wow.
Now, we should be a part of this. People can come out on this program.
Yeah, anybody who wants to come out can come out on this show.
That's National Come Out with Ellen Day.
And we can call your mommy on the air and tell us.
That's right. We'll tell everybody.
We have a heart attack. Right on the air.
The backlash is coming for Ellen.
Yes.
You know, they're supposed to air that homosexual episode on April 30th.
Yeah, well, I have to quit my job, so I make sure I don't miss that. April 30th. What day is today?
Today is the 11th.
Oh, my God. I got to prepare.
Well, don't go to Birmingham and try to see it, because the ABC affiliate there has decided that it is not appropriate at a time when children could be watching television. They offered to show it later, at a later time, but ABC declined. They are not going to challenge the affiliate's decisions. Each affiliate can do what it wants, but they do not want it run at another time.
Well,
I do not know what the effect. Birmingham seems to be the first.
Are you going to watch that episode?
That is the night of the Rainforest concert.
So you will not watch
it?
There. Will you tape it?
Maybe I will tape it.
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to have to stay home. I'm going to watch that episode. I like that. I saw a picture in the paper with Laura Dern. She has her shoes off. She's on the couch with Ellen. Yeah, she looks kind of cute, Laura Dern.
I told you she was cute.
Yeah, she ain't bad. With the little shoes off. Yeah. Look like the two of them were going to start making out. It was getting me.
You're up for anything.
It was getting me hot. Everybody listens to Rosie O'Donnell say she's in love with Tom Cruise, so what can I say?
I was reading all those articles about Ellen coming out. They were pretty funny.
Yeah.
Because it was almost like everybody was saying, well, who didn't know?
Yeah, like who cares? You know?
And then, of course, the big debate in Hollywood is, is this good for a career or bad for a career?
Bad.
Or now is this what everybody is going to do? You'll have heterosexual people coming out as gay because it's good.
Well, I declared I'm gay if it gets more ratings. But even, like, I read somebody was making the same point I made about a month ago. They were saying, hey, she ain't brave. She came out only because of low ratings, period. In fact, for years, she was going around with a heterosexual show. The whole show was about her trying to date guys and trying to get a boyfriend. And, And
that's basically why the show didn't work.
Yeah, and the show sucked. It was boring. It was terrible. No one believed it. Everyone could see she was a dyke. 6-year-olds could see it.
6-year-olds were saying, dyke.
Yeah, dyke. And then, what?
She made a movie.
Yeah,
wrong, Mr. Right or something?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden the whole career, they were about to end everything, and then she said, okay, I'm a fade. Now, if she was on top of the ratings and came out, that's brave.
Yeah.
That's brave.
She had something to lose.
Right. There's nothing to lose. Her career was over.
But, the gay community is rallying round her.
Good, they should.
There are people who are saying they got so emotional, they were at the taping or something, that they came out of the closet.
Yeah.
They were
straight.
And they got caught up in the whole thing.
Right.
And just started blurting out that they were gay, too.
I got to tell you one thing. I'm no Jerry Falwell. I support gay rights and everything, but I got to tell you something. I got a feeling a lot of people are going gay now because it's the thing to do.
Fashionable.
Because, you see how many, you're saying, Howard, you're nuts. I go, listen, let me tell you something. You see how all these people are joining cults and they're killing themselves because they want to join a comet, a spaceship or something? Mm-hmm. They get caught up in stuff. Now people see gay, they're getting caught up in it, too. There are people who are going gay.
Well, I was reading all these articles, and they were talking about how it's so beautiful now. You go to all the clubs, you see these young, out 19-year-olds.
Yeah, I want to.
Are just so proud of themselves.
Yeah, I want to go to these clubs.
And it sort of reminds you of the 60s when everybody was into activism, and, and then they grew up and became as conservative as their parents. all of this could be just fashion, too.
I'd like to go gay, but my wife won't let me.
You'd like to do everything, but your wife won't let you.
Yeah. I think my wife could handle it if I became gay.
And went with a guy?
Yeah, that'd be okay.
Oh, yeah.
She'd be able to accept that.
That she could handle.
Would you stay married?
No. I want to be with my man. I want to marry him. Go to Hawaii and have a wedding.
But she's not letting you leave her for another woman.
Yeah.
If you're going to have a woman, it's going to be her.
Yeah. That's the deal.
Okay.
Roseanne says that Ellen DeGeneres coming out on her ABC sitcom, Ellen, is just a promotional ploy.
Exactly.
But it's a good idea.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll probably get really good ratings for that one show, and after that, she'll do what she's always done.
Tank.
Oh, yeah.
Roseanne knows. She's been there.
But Roseanne says at least now she's being honest about who she is.
Right. Right. Well, I once talked to Roseanne. She was going to do a diarrhea episode when ratings weren't so good toward the end. One where Roseanne just has diarrhea right on screen. Break all barriers. And she decided not to do it because she knew just for that week it would be high ratings.
Look who's back in the paper talking about
Who?
sweatshops, Kathy Lee Gifford.
Yeah. She used to have one. Now all of a sudden she's against them. Yeah. Got caught. That's her problem.
Like an alcoholic that becomes a counselor.
Right, exactly. Who needs her advice?
And in Jeannie Williams' column today, she says that Ellen DeGeneres, when she first got her TV show Ellen,
Yeah.
she got really excited and she was really happy about it. And then she immediately thought, I'd better go to the producers and tell them I'm a lesbian.
Oh, yeah, right.
She says that they were fine with it. They didn't have a problem, and they immediately asked her if she wanted to be gay on the show. But at that time, she says, even though she had been living the lifestyle for a long time, she was still a little bit ashamed of it. So she said no.
Why doesn't she get in a hot tub with her girlfriend? Nude. And end it all.
She apparently is dating a very pretty woman.
Yeah. Something heshy.
Something like that.
I don't know how you pronounce it.
I don't either.
Anyway, Robin, what's in the news?
Well, I was really impressed because I picked up page 6 today, and there's a huge picture of Ellen DeGeneres and her new girlfriend.
Annie Heshy.
Is it a Heshy or Heck?
I don't know. But don't they usually put a cartoon on page 6?
Yes, but there's no cartoon today.
It's the first time ever in the New York Post history that on page 6 they didn't have a cartoon. They got a picture of two lesbos. I told you 20 years ago, Robin, that lesbians equal ratings. I said it in my movie.
You know, everybody's coming up with that same conclusion now.
Is that right?
It seems so. I mean, Ellen's coming out on April 30th.
Yeah.
The newspapers are publishing pictures of women and their girlfriends.
Right.
Doing whole stories on it. In the article that accompanies the picture, they say that they've not been going together too long. This is a rather new relationship. But Ellen is telling all of her friends that she's madly in love.
This is going to go on her permanent record. Evidently. Why would they go for Ellen, though, man?
I guess she's the lesbian dream. You don't know.
The best thing I've read about this new Ellen DeGeneres girlfriend is that she goes for comedians. So she was going with Steve Martin. And, you know, she should have left his name out of this. Steve Martin's a genius.
Yeah, why does he have to go through this?
He doesn't deserve to be embarrassed like this. It's very embarrassing to a guy when you're with a woman for a couple of years and then she goes lesbo. Ask Lou Diamond Phillips. It happened to him. He was in a marriage, a high-profile marriage. His wife dumped him for a Melissa Etheridge. Now, this is very embarrassing.
And this is the worst, to have them go with a high-profile woman.
Yeah, it's very embarrassing. Steve Martin doesn't need his name, his manhood dragged through the sand and water like this. It's horrible. Now, I don't know who this Ann Hecky is.
Heshy, whatever her name is. She's in the new movie Volcano.
Because she has a volcano in her pants. Isn't that vulva-ano? Volvano.
And so everybody's expecting her to get a lot of attention because of that. And she found a way to get even more attention and more name recognition by being on the arm of Ellen. Ellen DeGeneres.
DeGeneres.
Right after she comes out of the closet.
You know, I'm so fascinated looking at this picture. Which of them is the guy, Robin? I would say that Ellen DeGeneres is the guy.
Has to be. Do you see? I mean, Anne is dressed like a woman.
Right. She's dressed in a sexy dress. Is a sexy girl. One of the sexiest girls I've ever seen.
And very obviously topless.
Topless?
I mean, not topless, braless.
Yeah, braless. I said, wait a second, give me the paper. I missed it.
I don't know those terms.
This is a girl who is very feminine, and of course, Ellen DeGeneres is in her man's clothing.
Yeah, she's got like a polo shirt or something on.
Yeah, man's hair. She looks like Tony Curtis. You know what I mean? When he's sitting there at the Palm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny, and this Anne Heche is a lovely, stunning girl. So I guess Ellen DeGeneres gets on top.
Well, Ellen obviously is into lipstick lesbians.
Yeah, she likes good-looking ones. Absolutely a good-looking girl. Would she really be attracted to Ellen DeGeneres?
I don't know. Maybe the name is Anne Heche. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Anne Heche.
Last week they say that the couple dined with Herb Ritz at Nobu, which is one of the hot restaurants around town.
How come you never see Howard Stern dine with anyone in Herb Ritz at Nobu? I don't know what Nobu is. I don't know what Herb Ritz is. I don't know anything.
You know Herb Ritz, he's a photographer.
Whatever. I don't know anybody.
A few nights later, Ellen, Ann, and Tracy Chapman turned up at the lesbian bar Meow Mix.
Meow Mix?
Yes.
Wow, that's funny. Why is Anne Heche... You see, she's at least brave. Like, Ellen is doing this, obviously, because her TV series is failing, and this is a desperate attempt to get some ratings during sweeps. But Anne Heche, who is, what they say, an up-and-coming actress, isn't this going to ruin her career, Robin?
Well, they say she did not want to be out earlier in her career. She wanted to get a few movies under her belt first.
Right.
You know, so that her career would be on track before she actually decided to do this.
In other words...
she claims that her father was a minister by day and a gay guy prowling the clubs at night. And he denied his gayness right up until he died of AIDS. She didn't want to be like him.
So this will hurt her career, because I know if I go to see an Anne Heche movie that I will be sitting there going, wait a second, she's a lap muncher.
Won't you always be sitting there thinking, well, maybe he's converting her? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Well, there's something kind of cute about a lesbian. I guess maybe I would go see a movie with her. But maybe I'll have to even go see Volcano. And I'm sure that's going to be as bad as Twister, with no plot and just like lots of volcano footage. Yeah, a lot of eruptions. But not in my pants if there's a lesbian there. Boy, she's very cute.
Yeah, she's an attractive young lady. I mean...
It's like watching Ed McMahon with a young woman seeing Ellen DeGeneres with a cute girl. Or like Jerry Seinfeld with a 16-year-old. It's funny.
Well, it's not that bad an age difference. Anne is 29.
How old is Ellen? She's got to be in her 40s.
Nobody tells me Ellen's age.
Nobody tells you anything about Ellen until rating sweeps come up. You know, a lot of people are saying that there's backlash because they're so sick of hearing about Ellen and her lesbianism. They're like, well, where is this episode already? We're so sick of the episode already and it hasn't even aired. The network's actually afraid that the show won't get big ratings because people are sick of her already.
People have forgotten about it. They'll think they already saw it.
In fact, Ellen DeGeneres went around shopping a book about a story about her coming out of the closet, and the Random House, or one of them, turned her down because they said, well, we've heard everything already. We've read it in the newspaper. We've seen it on talk shows. What is left to say?
What's the big revelation?
Yeah. But Ellen's got a big picture of herself in the Post next to a really stunning-looking girl, Anne Heche. And they're holding hands, maybe, or no, they're not.
No, just sort of standing next to each other. But they've been going out quite a bit. They were at the premiere of Volcano and at the VH1 Awards.
Ellen is definitely the man. She is definitely the man, because the other girl is dressed like a girl, and Ellen is dressed in what looks like Miami casual. My grandfather used to walk around in Miami, a big white shirt, open at the neck.
With the baggy jacket.
Yeah. My grandpa Sal used to dress like that.
Well, that's probably where she got the look.
Yeah, he was quite a ladies' man. Just like Ellen.
They say they remain closed-mouthed about the relationship.
So they're not Frenching?
But they say they were reportedly demonstrative with each other at the Herb Ritz dinner at Nobu.
I just want to say, if I'm ever caught with Herb Ritz at Nobu, you can end my life.
I hope you're not with a guy.
Yeah. That's the last place I'm going if I'm with a guy. I ain't going to no boo with her breasts. And let me just express my sincere apology and condolences to Steve Martin, who has to...
His name is prominently featured in the article.
This man is an innocent in this. Yes, he had sex with her for 3 years, and yes, she did turn lesbian afterwards, but no guy needs to be dragged through the mud like that. Poor Lou Diamond Phillips, still reeling from this.
Could these girls have more low-profile dates if they're going to do this to famous men?
If my wife goes gay after me, I don't want to know about it. And
don't do it with a famous woman.
And I certainly don't want my competition knowing about it.
Oh, my.
You know, I always used to feel bad for that doctor, that woman who went with Martina.
Yeah, very embarrassing.
For that Judy woman, Judy Nelson.
Judy Nelson went off with Martina Navratilova, and some poor doctor was left in the dust. Very embarrassing to any guy. I know a guy personally, happened to him. He never recovered. Never recovered.
Who?
Oh, it's awful.
Oh, dear. I don't know anybody that's ever.
He said, I can't believe she went lesbo.
Can't believe that all this time.
Yeah.
Because that's what you have to think.
Yeah.
That all this time she wasn't getting off.
Whole time she was laying in bed. Whole time she was laying in bed thinking about chicks. I'm proud to say, and here, I have never had a woman go lesbian on me, and I never will. Thank you.
Hey now.
What a man.
Once I do them, they stay skewered.
They stay done.
They're into meat. And any man who can't hold on to his woman and lose it to a woman, you're half a man.
That's what you're saying to Steve Martin?
Oh.
Well, I feel bad for him, but that's the truth. You can't convert her?
Steve's a pretty big star.
Not in the past.
Oof.
Lou Diamond, great guy. Had him on the show. Steve Martin invited me to dinner. Nice guy. But you got to, you don't want to lose a good-looking one to the opposite side.
Hey now.
That's one less good-looking girl in the pool for us.
Well.
Hey, if Steve Martin wants to get together with me at Meow Mix and have a drink, talk about this, I'm available. I understand it.
Yeah, shouldn't you guys start invading these clubs and taking some of these women back?
Yeah. I am hiring the Monty Group to form a militia. A mercenary group to go into the Meow Mix and steal our women back.
Ellen, they say, is forcing advertisers to come out with their stance on gay and lesbian issues.
Right.
So they take it as a personal slap against gays by Wendy's, Chrysler, General Motors, Johnson & Johnson, and J.C. Penney, because they've all reconsidered their usual advertising as a result of the subject matter of the show. Companies who have and will continue to sponsor Ellen include Microsoft, Intel, Toyota, and Pepsi-Cola.
Well, then I'll support all those companies.
So those are the good guys. GLAAD, the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, is encouraging people to make support calls to ABC, Disney, and Ellen's advertising sponsors and protest calls to those who have declined to advertise on the show. Did you hear about Ellen?
Ellen DeGeneres?
Ellen, every day there's a new revelation about her lesbianism.
I'm so sick of hearing about Ellen.
Yeah, I am so sick of Ellen. In fact,
we have to know more about her lesbian life.
They found in a survey that most people don't want to...
She should have stayed in bed with Gary Shandling.
Most people... Yeah, I saw that episode. Most people don't want to even watch the Ellen coming out episode because they're sick and tired of it. They feel like they've seen it already and heard it already.
Well, let's make sure people realize... What?
They've overdone it.
Yeah, let's make sure people realize you just can't come out of the closet to boost your rating.
Right, it's not right. But anyway, I will watch the Ellen episode. I got to admit, I'm sucked into the whole thing. I'm going to watch it.
It'll probably be the suckiest episode you've ever seen. It won't be funny at all.
It's going to suck. I know it's going to suck ahead of time, but I'm going to end up watching it because I know I have to be there.
Well, let me tell you, Ellen says her first lesbianic experience was with her best girlfriend.
Yeah, who, by the way, must be thrilled that she can now be identified.
They both had boyfriends at the time, and no one knew.
Right. And she also further reveals that her father, and I guess he remarried or something.
Yeah, it was was it a stepfather and a mother, or a mother and a stepfather?
Some combo like that. Threw her out of the house when she admitted she was gay. I don't know if I buy that. That sounds like more hype.
Let's talk about something non-controversial, like Ellen DeGeneres.
Well, that's very controversial.
Ellen making more revelations. She is going to say on 2020 that it was very hard for her to come. It was easy to come out to the public about being gay than it was to come out at home. She was kicked out of her home by her parents once she made the revelation to them that she liked women.
Does she have anything else to talk about except being gay?
Apparently not.
You know that now they're forming clubs of people who are going to come out on the day Ellen's coming out?
Yeah, I told you we should be a part of this, and people can come out on this program.
Yeah, anyone wants to come out here. And also, what's funny about it is everyone's going to ruin their lives thinking they're going to get caught up in this Ellen fever.
Yeah.
You know?
She's got a few million in the bank.
The guys will be losing their jobs. She's doing it just to get
Wait
ratings.
a minute. Do people really fire people because they're gay?
Oh, come on, honey. Don't be naive.
Why?
Come on. Does Tiger Woods have big teeth? Come on.
But what, I mean, if the guy's an accountant, who cares what
People are
who he
homophobes.
sleeps with?
People are homophobes. They don't like it.
Anyway, DeGeneres says she was kicked out of the house after telling her father and stepmother she was gay.
Hey, homos, remember, Ellen DeGeneres is already rich. Before you come out, think it through.
She says coming out to her family was the hardest thing she's ever done. Nobody in their right mind would choose something that's so hard, she said, of being gay. So, you know, it's not a fun choice.
Right.
You're not only a minority in society, you're a minority in your own family.
Duh. You know. Yeah, you know. Yeah, that's right. It's a tough life.
She also says that her first experience was when she was 18 years old with her best girlfriend. She said they both had boyfriends and were double dating, and nobody knew. Nobody.
Who knew?
Hey, now.
All you have to do is look at her, you know.
Well, now, maybe she disguised it then.
Police.
Meanwhile, in Birmingham, Alabama, they decided not to show that episode of Ellen on April 30th. They're going to black that out when it comes down the ABC line, so people in Birmingham won't be able to see the Ellen show on TV.
Boy,
but a gay group has come to the rescue.
If I was a person in Birmingham, I would be so pissed. What do you mean? I'm an adult and I can't see the Ellen episode? I would be so pissed. Boy.
A gay rights group in Birmingham, Pride, Alabama, is staging a coming-out party in an auditorium on Wednesday night. So they'll actually get to see the episode before it airs on TV.
Oh, they're lucky.
At this special screening.
Ooh.
You know this episode's going to suck. There's not going to be any kissing. There's not even going to be, like, fondling or third base with using your fingers.
Chastity Bono says we should all have the chance to see the show without the choice being made for us.
Wow, what is going on with this show?
Chastity, of course, is the entertainment and media director for the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation.
Oh, I didn't know she was a director. Oh, God. I wish I had my Channel 9 show. I'd be doing a gay version of... I'd be doing my own Ellen show. I'd play Ellen. You play Laura Dern. Forget it. Stop making out. And I wouldn't call it Ellen. I'd call it Smelling. Because we'd be smelling each other through the whole episode. And our fingers would be doing the walking, I guarantee it. We'd have dildos. We'd have everything in that episode. That would be some show.
You got it all written.
Oh, got it all written. Smelling degenerate. She's done everything except describe the actual taste of a woman.
Pretty soon, I guess that's coming, because in People magazine, she actually admits that she and that Annie Heche, whatever her name is.
H, I've learned.
H?
Yeah.
Well, spell it that way.
Annie H, go ahead.
Are an item.
Yeah. Now, how does she taste?
She's happier than she's ever been.
Can't they bring Ellen DeGeneres in on this show and let's get it over with? Let's talk about what we really want to know.
And dirty.
How does Annie H taste? What does it taste like? What does it smell like?
Well, how do you know that's what's going on? You don't think Annie hates does anything to her?
Oh, yeah, but Ellen's the one being interviewed. Ellen is the man in the relationship. That's obvious from looking at the two of them.
But what does Ellen want?
Ellen likes to strap it on, I believe. This is my guess. I don't have it for a fact.
Oh, my goodness.
She likes to strap it on and deliver the goods and pretend that she's a man. She's like, oh, if this penis could only be mine. If this could only be real.
You think that's going on?
Absolutely. She straps one on. I would bet this $50 I just won from Jack.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty funny. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's the man.
Yeah.
Take a look. She's
Well,
wearing...
I know she's the man. I just don't know what that means.
What it means is sexually she's the man, and she straps it on. All of that. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm telling you. What the hell's with my phone?
I hate to say this, but Ellen always looks like she's smelling something bad.
Yeah, I know. She needs a nose job badly, just like I do. But she always has that look like she is smelling something bad.
It looks like something smells.
Well, if you had your nose buried where hers was, you'd be smelling something bad, too. Anyway, we were in the middle of the news. You were talking about Ellen. You were talking about lesbianism. And we were talking about how sick we are of Ellen DeGeneres.
Well, she's not going to go away.
She refuses to go away because she knows the only reason she's doing this is because she has low ratings. She is not brave. She is not coming out of the closet for any other reason.
Now she can blame her lesbianism for the demise of her show.
Right. If she had any ratings, she never would have done this.
The lesbo queen, she's eating at the Y, if you know what I mean, yeah. She's got a crappy show. I think she's coming out because her ratings blow, yeah. She'll never be a bride, like she and Lady Lang standing side by side, yeah. Her fans may think she's brave, but I'm just wondering, does her girlfriend shave, yeah.
More lesbo than lesbo.
Yeah, more lesbian than lesbian. More lesbian than lesbian. More lesbian than lesbian. More lesbian than lesbian.
That's right.
Well, the lesbian watch continues.
Yes.
Counting down to April 30th, the day that she comes out on her TV show. There are parties planned all over the country.
I'm having a party.
Gay people plan to come out with Ellen.
Yeah, we all fantasize about a lesbian TV show. Unfortunately, it's Ellen who's lesbian. Well, at least Laura Dern, who don't look too bad, but she'll at least be a lesbo. But they're not going to kiss. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to strap on dildos. They're not going to do anything cool. It's just going to be a bunch of girls staring at each other like on Melrose Place.
I want to know where the show is going after this episode.
Going in the toilet, because after a while, even that won't save that show. You still got to have a funny show.
But instead of it being just that Ellen wasn't good on TV, it'll be that, the lesbian theme sunk the show.
Right.
The first lesbian show didn't.
Right.
Succeed. Not Ellen.
Yeah, people are going to think, that you can't put on a good lesbian show. I am in the middle of executive producing a script for a new lesbian program to go up against Ellen. And it'll be ready for pilot season.
I see. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, Anne Heche, her new girlfriend.
Yeah, that's who I'm trying to get in the show. Anne Heche, she's going to star in my show, The Anne Heche Show.
She is now coming out, too.
Yeah.
I told you there's going to be a People magazine article on Ellen and her lesbianism, in which she talks about her relationship with her new girlfriend.
Yeah, I'll be coming out next week, except with terminal diarrhea. I'm going to finally confess. And
Heche tells the columnist in People that she is very happy with DeGeneres.
Well, that means she must really strap on a big one. She must be really good in the sack.
The couple will be on the town again this weekend in Washington, D.C. They'll be the guests of Vanity Fair editor Graydon Carter at the Saturday White House Correspondents Association dinner.
Great. That's great.
Lesbians in the White House.
What are they going to wear? More pictures. It's great. Monday we'll have the newspaper full of pictures of Ellen and her new girlfriend. It's going to be great. How sick is the entire country of this crap? But I'm going to be there in front of the TV to watch the episode. What time is that on?
April 30th? I forget what time Ellen's on. 8:30, 9 o'clock, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
But also, the 2020 interview with Diane Sawyer airs tonight.
Looks like Ellen starts crying. Now she's all serious.
That's what Diane says, that there's some tears, that she goes through the emotional roller coaster right before your eyes there on TV.
Well, maybe from the smell. Those are like onions. Maybe her girlfriend's got a strong odor. Those tears are...
Ellen also reveals in that interview that her father and stepmother decided to throw her out of the house after she told them she was gay. Sawyer was contacted by the father after he heard these claims.
Yeah.
And he has an interesting comment on the whole thing. He says, well, I don't recall that happening. I don't know. My wife had a bad reaction.
Yeah.
And if we did that, then we were wrong.
So, in other words, he did do it.
I guess.
Yeah, that's a weird comment.
Funny. You don't remember throwing out your daughter?
Yeah, I mean, that's something... I can understand not remembering throwing out the garbage. I mean, but not throwing your daughter out of the house, that's something that would sort of stick in your memory. Sounds to me like the guy didn't know what to say, and it sounds like he did throw his daughter out.
Well, the natural mother and the father will also be featured at some point talking to Diane Sawyer. So
I guess she doesn't talk to her parents anymore, Ellen.
I don't know.
Well, if Ellen was your daughter, you'd try to forget everything, too.
That's pretty funny. I don't think we did that, but, you know, I do remember my wife did have a pretty bad reaction.
Yeah.
Geez, if we threw her out, we were wrong.
Yeah. Wasn't a good thing to do. We didn't know she'd be so famous.
Yeah, she's rich. We obviously made a mistake.
What else is in the news besides Ellen? Maybe nothing. Maybe the only big story is Ellen.
That's the only story.
Yeah. There is something fun in the newspaper today, especially in the New York Post. It turns out, wait a second. This is just the funniest goddamn thing I've ever seen, and you got to get these pictures in the Post. Because you will love them.
Finally, that show is coming on this week, and maybe she'll go away now.
Yeah. I mean, they got to just get that over with. And it's going to suck because, let's face it, Ellen isn't exactly the lesbian we all pictured coming out. We wanted somebody who looked, a little hotter than that. Like the chicks in Bound, you know what I mean? Whatever their names were.
Gina Gershon, Meg Tilly, Jennifer Tilly.
Instead it's Ellen. Laura Dern ain't bad, but, I mean, it ain't exactly what I had in mind. Anyway, so at the White House, I don't know what the hell was going on at the White House this weekend.
There was that correspondence dinner.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
So Ellen DeGeneres, personally, I mean, I'm a heterosexual guy. I never leave the house. Ellen DeGeneres has to leave the house every minute. She doesn't even like to stay home. Her and her new girlfriend, Anne Heche, or however you say it. Anne Heche. I guess the two of them had to go together, date one another at the White House, and not only that, they couldn't keep their hands off each other, so there's tons of pictures of Ellen and Anne Heche with the president, and they can't keep their hands off each other, and George Clooney is standing behind the president laughing at the two of them.
Well, do you notice, I noticed in the picture that it's like George Clooney doesn't even exist. This is the guy who's now playing Batman.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's eclipsed because two women have their hands on each other.
Ellen DeGeneres and her new side chick, I like that.
Side chick.
Actress Anne Heche are so proud of their lesbian affair, they were openly lovey-dovey at a Washington dinner right in front of President Clinton. Now, and then they got another picture of the two of them, which is kind of sexy. They're both drinking.
Yeah,
and
two drunk women.
And they're both they're both making out.
That's a decent shot.
That's a decent shot. And Anne Heche is no slouch.
Well, that's because Ellen has got her back to you. That's why it's a decent
that's why it's a good shot. The girlfriend is stunning. I mean, she's a good-looking girl. The two of them make a charming couple if you chop off Ellen's head.
Yeah.
DeGeneres, whose coming out episode of her hit TV series airs Wednesday, began dating Heche a month ago. Heche is the star of the new film Volcano. I wonder how that all happened. I'd like to interview Ellen DeGeneres. Everyone's interviewing her. I'd like to know exactly how Ellen DeGeneres' gaydar clicked on and knew that Heche was a lesbo.
I know they met some time ago.
Yeah. But how did she know?
How did she know to go over that one? How did she zero in on her?
Because Anne Heche was dating Steve Martin, the comedian.
Lived with him.
Right.
Not dated.
So how accurate is her gaydar that she could pick out this woman and get her in the sack? Now,
and just let me say that she didn't live with him for a little while.
3 years.
It was like,
Anyway, I feel bad for Steve Martin. He's a nice guy, a very talented man. He doesn't need this kind of aggravation.
There it was all over People magazine.
Yeah, I mean, the poor bastard, listen, Steve, between you and me...
He's had a bad time lately.
Yeah, I mean, it is embarrassing when a woman goes lesbo after you sleep with her, but, listen, you'll get over it. You know what I mean?
Well, he's had a lot of things go wrong.
Yeah.
His movies aren't doing well.
Right.
His girlfriend turns gay.
Yeah, I mean, that's the worst. I'd rather have 10 movies do bad than have my girlfriend go gay.
Maybe it puts a good spin on the career thing. That's not so bad.
Yeah. Anyway, you know how they call Batman and Robin the dynamic duo? Well, they're calling Ellen and Anne Heche the blonde duo. They're the blonde duo.
Is that right?
Yes, the blonde duo attended the White House Correspondents' Dinner Saturday night, star-studded event that attracts hundreds of the nation's top journalists and politicians. From the moment they entered the party, the pair could barely keep their hands to themselves.
Now, why don't they stay home?
I don't know. They got to go do this in public now. DeGeneres, 39. 39?
Yes.
Oh. And Heche, 29. Enough.
She likes him young.
Even slipped into the ladies' lounge where they were spotted whispering and holding hands. So not only were they at the dinner in front of the president all over each other to show him that they're openly gay, but they had to prove in the ladies' lounge they were openly gay.
See, I wondered about this. I announced on Friday or Thursday that they were going to be going to this dinner. And I said, well, you know, what are they going to do at this dinner?
No, they're going to have to do what they have to, lesbian stuff. Because everyone's expecting it. Like, what do you do? Like, you know, most heterosexual couples do not do this in front of the President of the United
George
States.
Clooney had a woman with him.
Yeah, but you know...
But he didn't have to put his hands all over her.
I'm personally disgusted by heterosexual couples who do this, not what I call open displays of affection, but I mean like making out and practically making love at the dinner table.
Right.
Like, why do you need to go there and do that? Because Ellen DeGeneres must be a marketing genius. I gave her a lot less credit than she really deserves.
And Annie H ain't no slouch either.
I wonder.
I didn't know her name before this.
Well, you know something, Robin? That's a debate we should have, because that's a tough one to figure out. This Annie H. Now, she's maybe insane because she's got a pretty hot movie career.
That's right.
She's in Volcano. Mm-hmm. She's cast to do the Harrison Ford picture next.
Right.
Which is a love story. And I wonder if Hollywood is going to want to cast her in heterosexual love themes. You know, don't forget, like, we're liberal. We can go watch that.
Sure.
But, man, in Kansas, forget about it. You think farmers want to see that?
I understand that Oprah's taking heat. Oprah? Because all of her constituency is in the Midwest.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, she's got those little old ladies who sit in front of the TV all day. And they've been writing to her since she's now a part of the Ellen DeGeneres episode.
Well,
that she's wrong for promoting homosexuality.
Oh, man. Nah, they're kooks. When President Clinton addressed them privately, they were still at it.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Bill must have had a good time.
Yeah. As the president spoke, well, he digs that whole thing. Yeah.
I'm sure he asked him to do it.
In fact, he's sitting there laughing, and so is George Clooney.
Kiss each other for me.
It's the best picture because Clinton's laughing, and so is George Clooney at these two.
Yeah.
As the president spoke, the two entwined their arms together as an amused George Clooney looked on. Ellen and I are very much in a relationship, H tells People magazine in this week's issue. Yes, we are together, and I am happier than I've ever been, DeGeneres adds. Well, obviously, Jesus Christ, in front of the president, you can't keep your hands off each other. You know, where's the respect for the office?
What about, that's exactly it. When you're out in public, do you have to make out in front of the president?
Yeah.
You have to make out at a White House dinner?
Like, even if I, like, dumped my wife and I got a really hot new girlfriend, like about 27 years old, you know, a stripper or something, and the president invites me over, I might, like, keep my hands off her for a while.
Yeah, the thing is, you got to be cool in public.
Yeah.
So you got this beautiful babe. Everybody knows what you're going to be doing later on. Mm-hmm. You don't have to give them a graphic display.
I guess because the show's going to air this week, they need it. You know what I mean? And it looks like Clooney's whispering in Clinton's ear, and he's going, "Agate."
When have you ever seen another picture like that where somebody's meeting the president and their arms are all over each other?
I don't know.
When have you ever seen that?
I don't know. He gets no respect, our president. Meanwhile, the eagerly anticipated Ellen episode is causing stirs in lesbian and homosexual circles around the world. Gay activists say at least 30,000 invitations were sent out to countries as far away as Finland and Japan, inviting people to also come out for the occasion. Yeah, wreck your lives, too.
Come on out.
Hey, you two, let me smell your fingers.
Many gays are hosting house parties with their friends to watch the show, airing at 9 p.m. Hey, gays, you're going to be awfully disappointed. I don't think there's going to be anything gay going on. I think at the
saying it.
I bet you at the very last couple of minutes is going to be like, you know, they'll both, like Laura Dern and Ellen will look at each other or something.
No, she's going to announce that she's gay. That's about the gayest thing on the show.
Yeah.
They won't be kissing or anything.
So gay. Look how gay they are in front of the president. So gay. Like their arms are all over each other and
Ellen's
kissing.
almost cupping her breast.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, is that what life is when you become a lesbian? Is that the message? That you just have to walk around constantly hugging and kissing one another?
In front of the president.
Yeah.
You have to go to more and more fabulous occasions and hug each other in public.
Anyway, the Human Rights Campaign has sent out over 2,600 Come Out with Ellen party kits that contain a promotional video, gay rights trivia quiz. We got to get these. And a letter from Chastity Bono. She became a whole macher.
Well, you know what is interesting about Chastity Bono? When she was first outed by one magazine, she went to another magazine and said she wasn't gay.
Yeah,
and now she's, you know, Miss Gay.
Yeah, she's Miss Gay. I mean, Ellen and Ann are a homo billboard, but Chastity is the top macher in the lesbian community.
Let me ask you something else now. Will there ever be a situation where lesbians stay in the White House and make love in the Lincoln bedroom?
I think it happened this weekend. Hey, now. I think there were cameras there. According to Chastity Bono, who is the, headmacher, this is a very big deal for us. We have a great sense of relief and joy. Oh, Sky Johnson, media director for the Gay and Lesbian Cultural Center in Los Angeles. So he says this is a very important event coming, with Ellen coming out. And I, of course, will be monitoring the show.
Of course. That's what we do. We don't watch TV. We monitor it. Uh-oh.
Oh. So what I understand about what's
I just see another Ellen and Ann picture.
Oh, yeah, anything good?
And, it's like they're in a ladies' room or something, and Ann has her hand on Ellen's thigh.
Yeah, you saw that in the Daily News. I got that one right here. And that's sexy. Because while Ellen's not sexy, she's always dressed like a man, and she's obviously the man in the relationship. She's wearing a suit and all of these,
But she's, sitting there with her legs open.
Yeah, like a guy. Ann H. is sexy as hell in a short mini dress, and her legs are crossed like a woman. And she's very femme, and any guy who looks at this is going to go, hey, I should be doing her, not Ellen DeGeneres.
Her hand should be on my side.
Yeah, there's no way Ellen DeGeneres can satisfy a hot little bod like that. There's just no way.
Steve Martin's looking at that and saying, how did this happen?
Yeah. How did he lose her? I want to know how Steve Martin got her in the first place, 29 years old. Isn't he about 80? Hey, what's going on, man? I gotta get out there. Hey, you know what's shocked the hell out of me, and I'll get back to this rape case in a minute.
Yeah.
But I'm reading the newspaper, and this shocked me because he presents himself as such a family man. Bob Saget is divorced. He got divorced.
I saw that this weekend.
Yeah, he's got a wife and 3 little girls.
Just left.
Yeah, but he left her for that...
Oh, that Dana Delaney.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Who was sexless. But,
Hey, now.
Yeah, he's, gives me hope.
Broadcasting from the top of the Howard Stern building. You're listening to The Howard Stern Show on the Stolen Vehicle Police Recovery Network.
Yes, finally a name for our little network, Robin. The Stolen Vehicle Police Recovery Network. Jackie, what? Yes, it does. Jackie Penthouse, Joke Page Martling, Sergeant Pecker, and the Joke Man are both 78 minutes of nonstop filthy jokes, only $12 plus $4 shipping and handling. CD or cassette, buy 2, get 1 free. Call 1-800-323-KING. Saturday night, May 17th, 2 shows at Historic Club in Sayreville, New Jersey. For information and brand new jokes, visit JackieJokeman.com. Everybody loves that. So anyway, oh, nuts. So anyway, oh, nuts? Yeah. Throw my newspaper out. There's nothing in it anyway. We already talked about the lesbian stuff going on in there with Ellen. Making out in front of the president. It's kind of weird.
Do you think those pictures went across the country?
Yeah. Of course. Of course.
And they're enraging the people of Kansas this morning with those pictures?
Yeah, in case you're waking up, we're talking about Ellen DeGeneres over at the White House, and she was there with that new girlfriend of hers, Ann H., who they were making out in front of the president and making out in the bathrooms at the president's press deal.
It's White House dinner.
White House dinner. And George Clooney's just standing there laughing, which is kind of funny. We are one day away from Ellen DeGeneres' Ellen coming out thing.
Yes.
And, I'm reading the newspaper, several different kinds of reviews, because one guy, Eric Mink, says that this is a real good show, 3.5 stars he gives it. Then the guy in the New York Post says, look, it's really, a big deal for gay people, I guess, but the show itself kind of sucks. There's nothing happening on this show, and even with this gay episode, I guess they got a preview copy. It kind of sucks. And meanwhile, Ellen DeGeneres, who is a hero to some gay people, is so blatantly promoting this gay thing just so that this TV show will be successful.
Yes, she's doing everything she can. She's done every show. She's
being gay for Sweeps Week. And it's pretty weird because she's even going in front of the President of the United States and making out in the White House. She's gay for Sweeps Weeks. And
now, in all this time, she hasn't touched another woman in public.
Right.
This week, she can't stay off of her.
Right. Why is that? Figure it out. So here's the deal.
The rest of her life, she spent sneaking around in gay bars.
Here's the deal. As soon as Sweeps Week is over, because this is the last episode, you won't see her. She'll be all reclusive and crap. And today, I think tomorrow she's on Oprah.
Yes.
Talking about being gay.
Or is it today?
Tomorrow. Well, maybe today. I don't know. Diane Sawyer. Yeah, I can tell you. I have a TV listing here. But Diane Sawyer. I don't know. I think she's doing an interview with Ellen.
Well, this is the second part.
Yes, part 2.
Yeah.
Part 2.
Been interviewing her for months now.
Yeah, every aspect of her gayness has been discussed. And suddenly now she's out, but just coincidentally around Sweeps Week and the TV show.
Yes.
So she's being gay for ratings. And that to me is kind of interesting, but why not? What the hell do I know? I'm just sick of it. As you know, as soon as the TV thing is over, she won't be all that gay anymore.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she'll just kind of be, you know, something should be private. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. They got all these pictures.
Well, now there's an analysis of everything. You know, is this going to hurt Anne Heche's career?
Yeah, well, there's a big analysis in the New York Post today, and we had a discussion with Ivan Reitman. Ivan is the guy who hired Ellen's new real girlfriend, Ellen DeGeneres' girlfriend, not her character, Ellen Morgan. Ivan hired Ellen DeGeneres' real girlfriend, Anne Heche, whatever it is, to be in this movie with Harrison Ford. It's a romantic love story where I think they get stranded on an island or something. Something like that. So I said to Ivan, who's a friend, obviously, and I said, well, what does this mean to the movie? Does it hurt? Does it hurt to have someone who comes out as a lesbian to be...
your romantic lead with a man?
And as Ivan said, I hope not.
Well, just now in the hard copy promo, they were saying, see why Harrison Ford may be balking at co-starring with...
Oh, is that right?
Ellen's new girlfriend.
No kidding. I think, Harrison Ford's one of these married guys who I think every once in a while you read about. Does he fool around?
No, not really.
No?
No, there was, I think he's had a couple of marriages, or maybe he got married really late, and so he did a lot of fooling around before he got married.
I don't know, but I know as an actor myself.
Well, actually, there was that one time that he was supposedly dancing really close with somebody in a New York bar.
Who knows what that guy's up to. So I got a feeling that when you get to be on a cool movie, where you're shooting scenes on an island and making love, you want to think that you got a chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even when I made my movie and I did the bathtub scene and I did scenes with my movie wife and stuff,
it helped you to think that maybe the girl was interested.
Yeah. I mean, if someone had said to me, look, this chick's a lesbian and there's no way she's into guys, I'd be like,
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. I know, just in terms of, like, the excitement of being in a scene with somebody, I had to make out with Mary for a whole day. I didn't want to think that she wasn't into guys. That would have been a drag for me. I mean, never mind what the audience would have thought.
It's like the door's closed before you start.
Yeah, I know for me, it's like I wanted to think that maybe, she'd fall in love with me or something. Even if I couldn't act on it, at least it'd be kind of cool.
Helps your performance.
That helps my performance. You dig? I know if you're Harrison Ford, you're sitting there going, I don't care how famous you are. He's like married, and he's going, I could have probably had a little fling.
But he's been with guys.
Yeah, well, that's what Ivan said. He thinks that she's more bi than,
Than full-out lesbo.
Yeah. And who knows? I don't know. I don't know what Ivan's answer was. He was thinking it through, too. He was on the air trying to figure it out as well. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't have all the answers.
But imagine, Howard, you're Harrison Ford, you do a nice romantic scene with her and Ellen's there, and you get done with the scene, and her girlfriend runs over and kisses her.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to think about that. I mean, it's kind of neat if they'll include me, but, they seem to be real dykes, like no guys allowed.
This is a no-man zone.
Yeah, penis is disgusting. The kind of girls that look at a penis and go, oh, and they're going to vomit.
Need not apply.
Right. So anyway...
Don't you worry that Ellen's going to get her heart broken because she's with this... bisexual one?
Nah, I don't worry much about it. I got to be honest with you. I got my own heart to worry about. Whatever's left of it. The word queer in reference to gay people, is that still a taboo? Is that still a bad word?
I don't think it's a peasant word.
Right. Isn't that kind of like calling a nigger, like calling a black person a nigger?
Yeah, calling a nigger a nigger.
No, come on. Bear with me. Calling a black person a nigger?
Yeah.
Isn't that like calling a Jew a kike?
Right.
Okay. So saying queer is like saying a bad word, isn't it?
Yeah, it's offensive.
All right. So, listen to this description. This is, what is this? This is the New York Post. This is the TV section where they write the little blurbs. Mm-hmm. Okay. You ready? Ellen, 9 to 10 p.m., Channel 7, ABC. All her famous friends are here because she's declared she's queer. Only the ratings will tell if we've got time to get used to it. Don't you think it's a little odd, that blurb?
Well, if you take it from the standpoint that they're taking off on that ACT UP slogan, we're here, we're queer, get used to it.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
So then it's okay?
I guess so.
All her famous friends are here because she's declared she's queer? You think everybody gets that reference?
No,
connection.
I'm the only one who got it.
That's like saying, Urkel's pissed because he's a nigger.
Yeah.
You know?
Get used to it.
Get used to it. I mean, don't you think? I mean, I'm just kind of surprised.
Well, I don't think that, like I said, I don't think that everybody knows that ACT UP slogan.
Well, whatever. What do I know? I just think it's terrible. I think it's terrible. I'm going to write to Glad.
It doesn't ACT UP anymore. It's not like that somebody's yelling that every week now.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Who the hell knows? It's very, very strange. Hey, this is kind of funny. I'm reading all these things about Ellen DeGeneres and her lover and all this kind of stuff. And there's a guy in the newspaper today. There's a guy in the Post. I think it's the Post. You know me, man. I sit around with like 27 different newspapers here. But he is saying that he was Ellen DeGeneres' girlfriend's last boyfriend. 2 months ago, he was dating her. Ann H.
Okay.
He was dating her, and he says, look, I want to make this clear. She was total hetero, and I don't want to be tagged as the guy who turned her lesbo.
Yeah, who
okay?
kicked her over.
You got the give me the Post, man, because I seem to have lost the article. I got to read this to you guys. This guy's really concerned.
He's having the argument that we were having yesterday.
Yeah.
In his own head. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, listen, I just want to go on record as saying I didn't do it. Listen, okay, stud stunned by Ellen's gay lover.
Stud.
All right. At least one big and studly Hollywood figure is totally bewildered by the emergence of Volcano star Ann H. as a poster girl for American lesbians. She definitely wasn't gay 2 months ago, he says. I know for sure.
What, do you turn gay overnight?
This Hollywood figure is too much of a gentleman to speak out about Ellen DeGeneres' new lover. Apart from anything else, I don't want to be known as the guy who sent her gay, he tells one of the West Coast sources. He thinks the sudden switch is something like the Judy Nelson-Martina Navratilova love match. Judy Nelson was a straight suburban mother, but that damn-ass Martina,
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I wonder who this guy is.
They don't give a name?
Nah, he probably isn't that famous. Probably just some Hollywood guy,
Yeah, just a good-looking guy.
Yeah, right. Okay. Oh, here's the thing I was saying earlier. Even the most liberal and in some cases gay Hollywood heavyweights think that the picture of the two of them embracing in the company of President Clinton the other night was a huge mistake. Flaunting their relationship in front of our nation's leader is the way one industry figure described it. So anyway, this guy wants you to know that he didn't turn her.
How does he know he didn't?
He says, I think Ann has got caught up in Ellen's fame. She's like tailing along with the Hale-Bopp comet. I tend to agree.
Well, somebody pointed out to me yesterday that it's, when they were looking at the videotape of that party, it's Ann who's like all over Ellen.
Right. Yeah.
She's the aggressor.
Yeah, everyone knows her name now. I do. And I'm the most important man in show business, and now I'm aware of her. I don't think she's that good looking. Am I crazy?
Yeah. She's not.
I am crazy?
A raving beauty, but she's cute.
Is she?
She's pretty hot. What do you think? Yeah.
I don't know. Well, maybe because she looks cute because you stand next to Ellen. You'd look cute standing next to Ellen. Hey, Fred, you had a girlfriend go lesbo on you, didn't you?
She wasn't really a girlfriend, and I never had sex with her, so does that count?
Oh, you told me you had sex with her.
No, I never had sex with her.
Oh, you were lying to me back then.
He thought he was going to have
Fred
sex.
was trying to be Mr. Macho.
No, I don't think I...
You told me she was a girlfriend of yours in high school.
Girlfriend in college.
Yeah.
I don't ever recall I was saying I had sex with her.
Yeah, you did. You were just bragging, I guess. Fred early on didn't have too much sex with girls.
I can honestly tell you I never did.
Really? I got a feeling I think Fred turned somebody lesbo because all I know is he went away one time and he goes, I said, where'd you go, Fred? He never tells you ahead of time. He goes, I went to Florida to visit this girl I knew in college, and she was my girlfriend. And I get out there and I figure I'm going to get laid, and she turns to me and goes, I've gone lesbo. And all I know is...
After inviting him down,
After inviting me down.
And then Fred wouldn't leave. Like... He hung out there trying to work her or something, or I don't know what happened. Remember, you were all upset.
I basically just hung out and did my own thing for the...
And wasn't she mad at you? She wouldn't even talk to you and stuff?
So angry.
Why was she angry?
Why did she invite you there?
I have no idea. It was like going through a Twilight Zone episode.
Why did she invite you? Do you remember?
I have no idea.
Right. She called you up and invited you. Yeah.
And everything sounded hunky-dory, and I go, hey, this is great, fantastic. You go down to Florida, and it's like, you're sitting in the bar, it's like, listen, I got something to tell you.
Right. I'm a gay.
And it's like... Okay.
I'm telling you, man, he turned her gay. He's just trying to...
I hadn't seen her in 2 years.
But all she had to do was look at Fred.
All I know, she looked at Fred, and she was gay, and she was angry.
Angry and gay.
Angry and all men.
So gay.
Like, wow.
Did you meet her girlfriend?
No, never did.
Kept her hidden away. All right. And this whole fever with everyone coming out of the closet, of course, tonight is the big lesbian episode. Big lesbian episode. a matter of fact, some people...
Ann H. has pointed out.
Right. Some people have... It's true. Some people are calling it, and I don't agree with this Fag Wednesday. I don't like that.
Can you imagine? I mean, every gay person in America is going to be in front of a TV tonight.
Everyone is going to be in front of a TV tonight to watch this thing.
But
and
especially gays.
Yes, especially gays. Excuse me, what? You know, it's funny. I couldn't fall asleep last night, so I was...
You were so excited?
I said, is the Ellen episode on? Is it on yet? And you know how disappointing it's going to be, because we all want to see making out, breasts, vagina.
We want to see lesbianism.
We want to see lesbianism, and we're not going to see any of that. It's going to be one of these meaningful...
Lots of talk.
Lots of talk. A lot of, like...
Lots of angst.
It's going to be a 39-year-old woman standing there with bags under her eyes going, I think I'm gay. I think I'm gay. You know, like she hasn't figured out. 39 years old. It's going to be totally ridiculous. Smellen will be sitting there with that look on her face, like she looks like she just smelled 3 nude women.
Yeah.
Like a strange... Like she just smelled something really bad between somebody's legs.
Yeah, it's like, ugh.
But everyone is coming out of the closet. This is an article from North Adams, Massachusetts. And I'll just read you the first paragraph. Everyone is coming out of the closet in one way or another. It says, I have a confession to make. I guess you could say that I'm officially coming out of the closet. No, I'm not a lesbian. I am a Howard Stern fan.
Oh.
This is by Gillian Jones in Pittsfield. Believe it or not, I'm a 27-year-old, mildly feminist, non-racist, moderate college-educated female. I've been listening to Howard Stern for well over a year now, and here she is coming out of the closet.
Well,
everyone, yeah, she came out of the closet and admitted.
She told her family. How did it go?
Very, very bad. In fact, you know, if you tell your family you're a lesbian, it's bad. They might kick you out of the house. You tell them you're a Howard Stern fan, it could be even worse. Tonight's the Big Ellen episode, and I will be there. I'll be watching it. Why not? Why shouldn't I?
Tonight is the big night. Ellen is coming out of the closet.
Oh, yeah, she's coming out all right.
Hey, now.
And we have a few scenes. In this one, Ellen confides to a woman she's falling for, played by Laura Dern, that she's not attracted to a male friend. These are actual scenes from the hour-long episode of Ellen tonight.
And you know it's going to be boring. It's all going to be very disappointing, but here it is. Let's hear how horrible it is.
So tell me... Richard came on to me when I was in his room. Really? Yeah, really. Ugh. How weird. Huh? Yeah. I mean, I've known him for so long, and... I mean, he's so great. He's so smart and funny and... Gorgeous. Gorgeous, yeah. I mean, he's everything. He's perfect, you know? And I mean, why am I not interested, you know? I can't imagine.
Imagine a 39-year-old girl can't figure out why she's not interested.
Yeah.
You know, and she can't figure it out.
In this scene,
yeah,
she tells Laura Dern, who's playing the girl she's interested in, well, at least she has trouble. She's trying to tell her that she's a lesbian.
Okay. Let's hear how a 39-year-old woman tells someone she's a lesbian.
So, are you saying what I think you're trying to say? What do you think I'm trying to say? Oh, I'm not going to say it again and be wrong. No, you're not wrong. You're right. This is so hard, but I think I've realized that I am...
Boy, there's a lot of laughs in this thing.
I can't even say the word.
Ag. Ag.
Clear.
Homo.
Why can't I say the word? I mean, why can't I just...
Fish. Face.
Scout. Carpet butcher.
I like squirrels.
Say... I mean, what is wrong? Why do I have to be so ashamed? I mean, why can't I just say the truth? I mean, be who I am. I'm 35 years old.
39, honey. Oh, now she's 35.
Helen Morgan is 35.
Oh, yeah. With the wrinkles in her face, could hold water in those wrinkles. That's the toughest thing to believe. I can believe she's a lesbian. Something. I'm 35. Yeah, okay, honey. You're 35 and you don't know you're a lesbian?
Afraid to tell people.
Oh, Jake!
I'm sorry, I had to come out.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, Gump, want to come in here and tell us again how you slept with a woman and she became a lesbian?
Never gets old.
Now, let me ask you something. There are lesbians.
Hey, here he is, man. Here he is. He's going to come in here and be proud of it.
With a woman who was not a lesbian and turned her gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a normal girl who loved guys, and then all of a sudden becomes a lesbian after she's
I didn't say she was ever. I mean,
all right, yeah, sure. Oh, here the story's going to change.
No, she'd always been interested in women, but she's tried dating guys.
I see. Yeah, right.
Now it's
Hasn't changed. It's the same story as yesterday. Just couldn't get a word in. People spoke to him, huh?
Yeah, two people got a hold of him.
What are you doing going in there?
Let me get this straight. You slept with a woman and then she became a lesbian? So tomorrow you'll hear from a guy who straightened out a woman. She was a lesbian, slept with her, and then now she's married. She can't get enough sex. Now she even has kids. Lesbians hate having kids. Thank you.
Can I go now?
Yeah. Well, you don't care. He's still happy. That's why they call him.
From this guy tomorrow, and he'll realize he's failing.
That's why they call him Gump. He's happy no matter what happens.
All right, we have one more clip of Ellen. This is Ellen Morgan talking to her therapist, played by Oprah Winfrey.
Well, Oprah's got to get in on it.
Talking about her struggle to come to terms with her sexuality.
You know, Oprah's getting some backlash. Her fans don't like that she's a part of all this.
That's right. They say she's promoting homosexuality.
That's right.
They don't like it.
Is it so? I never acted on it. And why do you think that is?
I don't know. I guess I thought if I just ignored it, it would just go away and I could just live a normal life.
She's some actress, that Ellen.
And what is a normal life, Ellen?
I don't know.
Oprah being an actress now.
Yeah, everybody's acting.
What is a normal life, Ellen?
What is a normal life?
35 years old, doesn't know she's a lesbian. And thinks that it'll go away if you just ignore it.
Normal. I mean, just same thing everybody wants. I want a house with a picket fence, a dog, a cat.
Vagina.
Sunday barbecues.
And a wife.
Someone who loves me. Someone I can build a life with. I just want to be happy.
Oh, and you think you can't have these things with a woman?
Well, society has a pretty big problem with it, I mean, there are a lot of people out there who think...
Where are the laughs in
I don't
this
know.
show?
There are no jokes in this show.
This ain't no Seinfeld.
So I'm about to cry.
I used to call the show Vaginefeld, but this is not.
People like me are sick. Oh, God, why did I ever rent personal best?
Finally. Something.
You can't blame this on the media, Ellen.
I don't know, man. She does always look like she's smelling bad fish.
Anyway, here is Catherine Kendall. She's from one of those gay groups.
She's all excited.
And, yes, she says that while she's not being fooled. She knows this is a ratings thing. This is an economics thing. But
it's still good for gay people.
Still, it's good for gay people because people in the Midwest may never get to see gay people.
Right.
Unfortunately, many Americans will have their only exposure to a lesbian or gay person through the popular media.
Get out of here.
And if those depictions are of the Sharon Stone, ice-pick-wielding, man-hating lesbian, then those are going to be the depictions that are going to resonate in the minds of Americans who don't know lesbians and gay people.
Lesbians
if the depiction is of a quirky, pretty much together, but somewhat unusual, eccentric character who's a decent, hard-working person who tries to do the best she can, then that image will be what resonates.
Well, the image I like is cute, nude, young lesbians. That's my image, okay? Everybody has their own image.
Hey, now.
It can't hurt lesbians. I mean, this is good for gay people. I mean, to see gay characters on TV. Why not? Who cares? But,
well, she's thinking it's good for everybody.
Yeah, the people that scare me are the school teachers who are now going to come out of the closet and lose their jobs.
But I don't see why they have to lose their jobs as long as they're not trying to pick up the kids.
No, they'll lose their jobs.
Ugh.
You know how parents are.
They're heterosexuals who shouldn't be teaching the kids, but just because they sleep with men, nobody bothers them.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
Uh-oh.
Witch hunt.
Okay.
Anyway.
Everybody stay in the closet, okay?
Oh, do whatever you want. Risk your jobs.
Yeah, go ahead. Be like Ellen. She's got $10 million. Go ahead. Anyway, what else is in the news, Robin? Anything?
Are you coming out with Ellen?
Yeah. Well, I'll come out if it means if you can guarantee me high ratings, I'll come out.
Gay activists all over the country are inviting people to do just the same, jump on the bandwagon and state you're gay.
Aren't you afraid a lot of people are going to come out and then realize later they're not?
Yeah, I thought about what you said, that, you know, a lot of people could ruin their lives.
Right.
In this hysteria that is surrounding the whole Ellen thing.
It's like Hail Bop. I'm sure half of those people who kill themselves, if they really thought it through, had a chance, they might not have killed themselves and cut off their balls.
But when you're in the whole group and everybody else is doing it...
You get caught up. All right, I'll cut off my balls, too.
The other thing is she's trying to paint herself as being courageous. I noticed on that Diane Sawyer interview, she said, you know, I finally got my dream house, and now I can't believe I'm risking it all.
Yeah, she isn't risking anything. Her show was about to be taken off the air. They came up with this let's be gay for sweeps week idea. Let's be gay in front of the president for sweeps week with my new girlfriend. Let's just be gay all over the place. Guarantee you sweeps weeks are over. You won't be able to find Ellen DeGeneres anywhere, and you won't see all these pictures popping up of her making out with her girlfriend in public. It's let's be gay for sweeps week. That isn't brave at all. That's like trying to hold on to a good thing. Being on TV is cool.
You know, there's like a backlash now, even in the gay community, because, you know, they have these kits that you can get from, I think, GLAAD or one of those organizations to watch, and they're running out of them. And there was this gay spokesperson who said, I can't believe how easily gays are letting themselves be manipulated by this whole thing.
They are?
Yeah.
Oh. Why?
Well, because they're all jumping on, making a big deal.
Yeah, they're thinking Ellen is their brave leader.
Well, they're thinking that this is going to
change
everything.
Something in America.
Yeah. It's not going to change anything.
Meanwhile, the show sucks.
Howard, you'd be bummed out if, not say Allison, but you were dating somebody for a couple of years and then she left you for a woman. You'd be bummed out, right?
Bummed out? I'd be embarrassed.
You wouldn't go out of the house.
Well, I was talking to the guys in the office, like Grillo and Stutter and John, and they said they think it would be a big deal.
Of course it would be.
They don't know that.
I'd be mortified.
Imagine, man, and all of a sudden, and then she goes in the paper and says, you know, I looked at this house years ago. She's going house hunting. She goes with Steve Martin, but, you know, I thought what a nice house it would be, but I don't want to be with you. And that's the same house Ellen bought.
Right. Ellen bought the house, and now I want to move in.
I want to move in with Ellen.
Another guy.
You know what that does to your masculinity? You've got something between your legs that can fit the emptiness that's inside of these women, and yet that you couldn't satisfy her? You know what that says about you as a lover? For Christ's sake. You got a fleshy flashlight, and someone without one, a eunuch essentially, can't satisfy her?
Another woman is doing a better job.
Yeah, oh, please. Uh-oh, here's Gump. Gump, you got something to add to this?
Tell us.
Very rarely does he come running in.
When I was in college, I was dating a girl. I was her last boyfriend before she started dating only women.
And tell me what it was like.
Oh, what?
What was it like for you, man, when you learned that?
Oh, no big deal.
Ah!
Are you going to say that I'm not a man? Ran away to the Marines.
Yeah, couldn't satisfy her. I'm going to say it to your face. You are not a man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you lost a woman to the other side.
I didn't lose nothing.
What's the matter, man? You couldn't satisfy her?
Absolutely.
Ah, yeah.
Couldn't get that job.
The whole time you were doing her, she was thinking of other girls.
I can't believe that doesn't bother you.
Everyone's laughing at you.
No, she was like that before she
that's why you only date Asian women.
You were the last...
Very few Asian lesbians.
You were the last person she tried. She said, let me give this one more try.
Yeah.
You tipped her over the edge.
And, you know, she said, no, I don't like it.
There's one man that might be able to bring me back to the other side.
Yeah.
Then it didn't happen.
Yep. Let me tell you something. Bring that girl to me. I guarantee you she won't leave a lesbian. I guarantee you I can bring her back. You're not a sensitive lover, I can tell with you. You got
really?
big, rough, husky hands.
She probably had no intention.
You're probably premature ejaculator.
Oh, my.
Probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're not getting these girls off, man.
Well, I bring in proof.
Yeah, bring in proof. I'm telling you right now, you couldn't cut the mustard. Get out of here, you Marine. You've given the Marines a disgrace. I thought the Marines were real men. You come in here and you tell me you couldn't even get a girl hot?
Jesus.
What's the matter with you? Go back to your little booth.
Why would he run in here? To
Don't come in here all proud of that. 5 minutes with you, she's thinking I'm going to become a fade. Coming in here all proud. Didn't bother him. Maybe it should have bothered you.
Hey, then I quit. It's your son.
What's the matter with him? This guy's a Marine.
You salute this.
Well, he's been trying to prove he's a man ever since, you know, with the short hair and the uniform.
Hey, Gump, why don't you wear a dress tomorrow? You should come in here in a dress and frilly panties. I thought that was a real man. Now I know why he's with Asian shit. I thought you were a real man. What's the matter with you? Come in here with a story like that. Keep that quiet. You're a Marine.
Why would you brag? It doesn't bother me.
Are you a Marine?
Bragging.
What?
Yeah, I'm a Marine.
Do me a favor.
What?
Sleep in the women's barracks. All right? That's where you belong.
Hey, that wouldn't bother me at all.
Should have wore a bra. You would have kept her.
You know,
coming in here all proud that a woman went lesbo on you?
I wouldn't say proud of it.
Look at Joel. Hey, don't bother me.
No, why should it?
I know.
Hey, at least I am secure. So far, we've established at the show that I'm secure.
Yeah, not really. Eat tuna fish. You'd enjoy your breath.
Actually, I've been told that I'm very good at that.
What? Tuna fish?
Yeah.
Eating a tuna fish?
Yeah.
That's good. What's the matter with you? Couldn't, man. Bring her in here. Guarantee you she'll be off of women in 2 seconds. I don't have a lot of equipment, boy, but what I have I know how to use. I'll put big money on that. Yeah? I'll tell you one thing. I've slept with women. None of them went into being a fag after me. I can tell you that. All of them love men even more. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, I'll leave now.
Man, how many times a day did you make love to this woman, Marine?
Not very often, because she was really small. Like, we didn't fit very well.
She wasn't small. She was dry.
Oh, look at him. He didn't fit very well.
Yeah. And you're not that big. Tell the truth, Marine. You didn't realize she wasn't getting excited. That's why she was small.
Not excited about you.
Actually, I was the only person that could actually make her orgasm.
Get out of here.
Come on.
What do you want?
Turned her into a homo.
It was so great she went gay.
Yeah. So many orgasms she went to a woman. All right. Listen, you've embarrassed the entire Marines. Really. Hang up your uniform. You still a Marine? You must have quit the Marines. That's why you're coming forward with this.
Court-martial.
I swear to God. I hope they court-martial you. Throw you in the brig. God, that's embarrassing. Comes in all proud of himself.
Can't believe what he was thinking.
Man. Robin, I don't want you having sex with him. I don't want you going lesbian.
No, I'm staying away from him.
You're probably laying in bed there and going, maybe women are the answer. He's like, maybe women are the answer. It's over? Oh, that'll never happen to me. That you can be sure of. I can't even convince my wife to be with a woman. She loves it so much. I've been begging her. That's how manly I am. Gump's going to get married. His wife will be like, okay, I'll try lesbianism.
I'll try anything.
Yeah, you want me to go to bed with another girl? Fine. Yeah. Oh, I thought Gump was all man. Jesus, I had no idea.
See, you never know.
You make him wear a dress back there. I don't want to see him in man's clothing anymore.
Comes to the men's room and everything.
Oh, yeah. From now on...
Use the ladies' room?
I have my own bathroom, so I don't care, but for the rest of the people, he should use the ladies' room.
He's probably been checking out you guys.
Erica. I thought he was the most manly out of all of us.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Turns out, you could always be wrong.
He just had the look.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
And then he says, I was the last boyfriend.
Yeah.
Not even in the middle somewhere.
She made a beeline for women. Yeah, okay, in the middle is not so bad. The last one.
Turn the corner
very
right
last
there.
one.
Poor Steve Martin. He's going through the same thing.
Yeah.
Luther Diamond Phillips has never recovered. The guy was doing A movies. His wife left him for Melissa Etheridge. Now he's wearing pantaloons and being in The King and I, singing gay songs. The guy's all man, but look what happened to him. The woman wrecked him. Well, the Marines are looking for a few good men, but
they didn't find
it.
Gump
was one of my heroes.
Come out with Ellen.
Yeah. Hey, where are you going to watch the Ellen show, Gump? It's coming out week. Steve Martin, Lou Diamond Phillips. They should have a group. They should have a group that gets together and cries.
Try and figure out what they did wrong.
Yeah, one of those.
What did you do?
Boy, if that Asian turns lesbo on, I'm going to have to date blind and deaf girls.
12 steps.
Oh, God.
And finally this morning, O.J. got some bad news.
O.J.? What happened? His girlfriend go lesbo? Yeah, baby. All right, we're here. We're queer. And we're ready. We're here, we're queer, and we're... Wait a second. We're here, we're queer, and we're... We're here, we're queer. What the hell is it? You know, I never could go gay because I can't remember those goddamn chants. We're here, we're queer, and we're here, we're queer, and we're... I don't know. Actually, we're still in the closet. We're the only ones living our lives in closets because we don't want you to know how gay we are. Jackie, why don't you put your knob back in your pants? We're here, we're queer, and we're proud. That's it. We're here, we're queer, and we're proud. All right.
Did you watch, Ellen?
No, I fell asleep. I watched Beverly Hills 90210, where there are no lesbians. And actually, yesterday was a great day for me because, as you know, for years, in fact, I was on the radio, of course, doing it, but David Letterman, I used to go on there all the time, and I said, you know, if somebody went lesbian equals rating.
That's what you said to him, Dave.
Yep.
Get yourself some lesbians.
Yeah, I've always been a big proponent of lesbianism, and while Ellen DeGeneres isn't exactly my fantasy woman for coming out of the closet, I thought it would be someone more like Pamela Anderson coming out of the closet, which would
There's
be...
no closet for Pamela to come out.
Yeah, she's in no closet. She is bound by no law. And, you know, obviously you would want somebody a little hotter. But nevertheless, at least lesbianism is creeping its way into everyday society, which pleases me to no end.
Well, you know, it was funny because I got to watch about half of the episode last night.
Yes.
And there's a marked difference between Ellen hugging a guy and Ellen hugging a girl.
Was there actual hugging?
Yes. I mean, she was kissing a guy.
She did kiss a guy.
Yeah.
Even on the lesbian episode.
Right.
You know, Eric Mink in the Daily News said, you know, it's great that she came out of the closet and everything. He has no problem with that. He says, but if that show's going to do anything, you know, this is good for one episode. He said, but the show really sucks.
It wasn't funny.
No, she is not funny. She is disturbingly unfunny. And she is...
you know, some of those quips she makes, you know, maybe they're clever, but they're not funny.
She makes me sad. I don't know why. I can't tell you exactly. I watched Oprah yesterday, a whole hour of Oprah and Ann Heche, her girlfriend. First of all, if Ann Heche was my girlfriend, I'd smack her in the head. Because, you know, this is all about Ellen coming out of the closet. Now Ann Heche's got to run out there and scream, I'm out of the closet, too. I was never in a closet. I'm free.
I'm so free. I'm all about truth.
You put it this way. Like, if you were a heterosexual, okay, which you probably are. If you are a heterosexual and your annoying girlfriend or wife, like what Jackie has at home, who sat there and every time you had something going on had to jump on stage with you because she had to be noticed. Oh, my God. I have to be...
like Yoko.
Yeah. She's Yoko. Ann Heche is Yoko. This is Ellen DeGeneres' big coming out party. Has nothing to do with Ann Heche.
You think she had done something.
Right. This is Yoko Homo. Ann Heche is Yoko Homo.
He's gunning for trouble.
So I did not watch this episode yesterday.
You were burned out by the time it came on.
I was completely exhausted. I had to go to sleep, for God's sakes. After all, I was busy picking my nose all day. So,
what is Ann? You know, if Ann is not a lesbian, how did she top that lesbian look so quickly?
Yeah, I tell you, boy, her looks are falling apart. And, you know, my poor buddy Ivan Reitman, who I love dearly, who is the guy who put together the movie Private Parts and did such a brilliant job, they are just slamming him all over the place.
We stayed in the closet while we did Private
Parts. We did. Ivan said to me, don't even grow a goatee, let alone... Ivan said to me when we were making Private Parts, he says, are you going to be able to be faithful to your wife during the movie? Because the whole movie's about you being faithful to your wife. I said, look,
you can't cheat now.
You guys are putting up millions of dollars for this movie. I am not going to cheat. I haven't cheated for all these years. I can keep it together.
Can wait.
I'll wait. I'll wait till after the European release to start cheating. Okay? But, you know, listen, and he's right. He even used to say to me, don't grow a goatee. You look evil.
Cut that.
Because, and I understood what he meant.
And keep your hands off your nose. I mean, you were sitting here talking about,
Nose job.
Talking about nose jobs on the radio.
Never mind
got
that.
Calls from how many people?
Yeah, 20. Let me tell you what happened. I never even told you this story.
What?
Maybe I did. I was at a photo shoot for the movie. You know, this big poster they made, the Howard Stern Private Parts poster.
Yeah.
So I was there with this guy Gorman, Tim Gorman. He was taking the pictures of me. And that day I was doing the photo shoot. We had about a week off after the photo shoot. And I was booked to go get my nose fixed.
Right.
They were going to make me pretty. And I was all excited. I was nervous about it, but I had it booked. The anesthesiologist was booked. Everything was all set to go, and I had made the decision I'm going in. I had just done the movie. I'd been done looking at dailies, and, man, that nose was really bothering me. I was sick of it. And everyone had said to me, don't do it, your voice. I said, you know what, who cares? I want to be handsome. Never mind my voice. I said, tons of people get nose jobs. Nothing happens to their voice. Newsmen, anchormen, they gave me the list. The doctor gave me the list. Here's 900 people you could point to who had their noses done. Goddamn Mariah Carey just had it done. She's not afraid.
A singer.
She's a singer. All right? I said, okay, I'm all set. I was ready to go. So I called Betty Thomas, who was in the middle of editing the film at this point, and I said, Betty, by the way, you're not going to be able to reach me for a week. I'm going in. I finally made the decision to get my nose done. She goes, well, maybe you shouldn't do that, you know, because we have to do reshoots and
right,
stuff.
I was going to say, we hadn't finished completely yet.
That's right. Hadn't finished completely. There were going to be some, 2 weeks of reshoots. Meanwhile, the reshoots were ridiculous. It was just running through parks and stuff. I mean, it would have made no difference.
Your nose wouldn't have been.
Of course not. But okay. 2 seconds later, Ivan Reitman's on the phone. Someone just told me you're getting your nose fixed? That can't be right. Because that's a stupid idea. I said, what do you mean? He goes, first of all, you look fine. You're a good-looking guy. Your problem is not your nose. Your problem is you're married. You can get plenty of girls.
Did he say that?
Of course. He said, number two, you're in the middle of doing a movie, you schmuck. He says, you know how ridiculous it's going to look if I have to do a close-up and you turn around and you got a different nose in the middle of the film? I said, you don't understand. The doctor said no one will notice the difference. He goes, get out of here.
Shut up, listen, and learn.
Right. That's exactly what he said.
Shut up, listen, and learn.
He says, first of all, when camera goes close, don't tell me it's not going to look different. Of course it's going to look different.
Why would you get it done?
Right.
If it's going to look exactly
I go,
the
it's
same.
subtle. It's just not going to hook down. He goes, I don't care. He says, your nose is my nose now. He says, after this movie's done, you could have your body back. Do whatever you want. He says, personally, if you want my opinion, I don't think you should ever touch your nose. You look fine. I said, well, I've been coming from one beauty to another. I'm going to take your advice. And I listened to
Notice
it.
he's never put himself on screen.
No. But he said to me, you're beautiful, baby. They're beautiful.
Don't touch us.
You don't need to touch nothing. So, of course, I listen to Ivan because Ivan's a bright guy, and I respect him. And, of course, he had put up,
He sunk a lot of money into you.
He sunk a lot of dough into me. Sunk a lot of dough. A lot of time and effort went into this face, believe it or not. So anyway, the point is, and who even remembers the point, it was so long ago.
Well, you were talking about this Anne Haiti.
Yes. I was?
Yeah, and what she's done,
right.
Ivan.
Oh, yeah.
Ivan.
So, I'm reading page 6 today, right? It says, Ivan's making a picture after Father's Day. He's got a movie coming out called Father's Day with Robin Williams and Billy Crystal that he made, and he's been in town promoting it. They do press junkets and such. And while he's been there, they've been hounding him about this Anne H. because he cast her in his next film, which is going to be Harrison Ford and Anne H. in a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
And it says in the paper the following: Director Ivan Reitman had reason to worry when he said he was concerned over the impact of the Ellen outing frenzy on the future of his next movie, 6 Days, 7 Nights, starring Anne H. In New York at a press junket Tuesday for his new comedy Father's Day, the usually smiling Reitman became annoyed that reporters weren't asking about the Billy Crystal Robin Williams movie.
Oh, dear.
But were instead incessantly quizzing him on the impact of 6 Days now that H.E. has revealed herself to be the lesbian lover of Ellen DeGeneres. Though Reitman was scheduled for a full day of interviews, he suddenly left after just 2.
Oh.
When one reporter asked if he was coming back, Reitman barked, nah, I got a plane to catch. I don't blame him. I mean, what the hell is he going to do? I mean, yeah, because first of all, the press attacked him. He was honest, and he said, and this was a very honest answer. They said to him, are you worried about casting her in a romantic comedy? And he said the following. He said, listen to this. And this is an answer I think we'd all give. He says, well, we put up a lot of money in these movies and stuff. And he says, sure, I'm worried. He says, if they keep flaunting their sexuality, it could have impact on the movie. Some people might not come. Of course I'm worried about it. Well, the lesbians and the gays started screaming glad, whatever that is. Glad the Gay and Lesbian Alliance that Chastity Bono has built a career on. She came out and said, how could he say that? How dare he say it'll affect box office? That's why they call it acting. It's acting. Anyone can act. And I mean, they got all upset. I've never seen GLAAD put up any money for a movie. He didn't say, and then he had to issue a statement saying, I didn't say I was going to fire the woman. Because GLAAD then said, looks like he's positioning himself to fire her.
Right, yeah.
He says, listen, I'm not saying I'm going to fire her. He says, you ask me if I'm concerned? Of course I'll be concerned, but I'm the one who hired her. What do you want from me?
People are always looking for a crusade.
Yeah, they were looking to crucify him, but he handled it well. He handled it well. And that's that. And you got to say the following to these people. Because they don't...
Up yours.
Up yours. You understand? Ivan once advised me never to shave off my goatee during press promotion. I mean, to shave off my goatee. I'm advising him to say, get cocking up in your press.
Well, why doesn't he get that Ann Hayes and say, shut up?
Shut up! I think she's out of control. She was on Oprah screaming about how she's a free spirit. I've never been in any closet. Shut up! Because Oprah said to her, well, Ann, now you're coming out of the closet. No, I'm not, Oprah. I've always been with men. I never had any closet to come out of. And now that I'm with a woman, I'm open about it. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
You know, when I was looking at her, your statement rang true to me. You know, that she looks a little whacked.
Yeah, she looks very, very wacky. Very disturbed.
I don't know what's going on there. I think Ellen's in trouble.
Yeah, I think Ellen was not digging her.
I think she wanted to move her chair.
Yeah. I think that Ann is just jumping on Ellen's bandwagon, lesbo bandwagon. Everybody's gay for sweeps weeks. You see, everyone will turn back straight again. I guarantee you Ann H. will have a boyfriend before Harrison Ford movie comes out. Guarantee it. Ellen will not stay with her.
Well, she's having the best. Did you see? I saw on they've even exchanged rings.
Yes, this is the relationship moving way too fast.
They've known each other 4 weeks.
Even in terms of heterosexual relationships, it's moving too fast. You know, I mean, it's just way out of control. Even Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson waited 2 weeks before they exchanged rings. I mean, this is outrageous. You know. I think Ellen felt like I feel when Fred starts talking on microphone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
rambling and very uncomfortable.
Looking for an exit.
Right. What can I tell you? Here's a guy who used to date Ellen DeGeneres. He wants to come on our air.
Stop it.
That's right. This is Donnie. Donnie, you're from Texas?
Yes.
Hey, buddy.
Hey,
You turned her lesbo, goddamn you?
No, I did not turn her.
What kind of man are you?
Hey, when I was... No, listen.
Now, she says she only made love to 2 guys. Are you the first guy?
Is that true?
Yeah. Are you the first guy or the second guy?
I am the first guy. When I was in high school...
Yeah. Are you the guy she was talking about on Oprah?
Okay, y'all mentioned about 2 or 3 weeks ago, y'all mentioned about Phil Rice. He dated her, and then she quit him for the football. I mean, you know, for the captain of the football team.
Right.
And I was the captain of the football team.
All right. No, the captain.
Oh, the captain. Yeah, you got some accent. Let me understand something.
I was the last person that dated her in high school.
All right, listen. Answer my questions.
What?
She claims that she had some lesbo affair in high school while she was dating you.
Yes.
All right.
Did you know about that?
I never knew about that.
Right. She said no one knew about it. And she said she was totally in love with you. In fact, she said that she wanted to marry you and run off, and she said she probably would have been having kids and everything, but she wouldn't have been happy.
But she would have done it.
And she said you're a real good-looking guy, right?
Yeah.
Now, you telling me you're a good-looking guy, you were doing her?
Oh, I was very good-looking, and I definitely was doing her.
Was she better-looking back then?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, no F word. Dude. Just say that again. Say that again without the F word, will you?
Okay. She didn't have the bags under her eyes, and she didn't have like I mean, you saw her neck last night.
Yeah,
it looks like wrinkles all over her neck.
Yeah,
she wasn't like that.
She got turkey neck. She got turkey neck. She needs a facelift. She needs to get her eyes done. Yeah,
and she looks just like a turkey. I mean, with she had like a whole red thing hanging like from her neck.
Yeah, and I mean, and let me ask you something. Did she have that look on her face? Like she looks like she smelled rotten eggs?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. But, I mean, but let me ask you something. She had that big schnoz, right?
Oh, she always had the schnoz.
Right.
But, I mean, the blonde hair, she had, like, decent look. She had very good looking blonde hair.
Really?
Yeah, and then, like a nice ass.
Yeah? She needs work. You know what? You know what it is, dude?
Howard, last night.
Donnie, she needs work from the waist up.
Oh, no, last night. Did she not have? She had very good-looking boobs.
Yeah, she had nice rack.
She had a good-looking ass, right?
Yeah, she got a nice body. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
Right, okay, I'll give you that. And then you're saying when you got her, she didn't have the bags under her eyes and the turkey neck.
No, she definitely did not.
Right, I see. Okay. And, okay. So you were the captain of the high school football team, and you were the first guy to take her virginity, right?
Definitely.
Right. You got in there.
You knew she was a virgin.
Yes, I know for a fact.
You popped her, right?
Oh.
You got her cherry.
Yes, I saw it all.
Now I got to tell you something, man. Was the sex must have been a little rough because I bet you. Now be honest, Donnie.
What?
I'll bet you when you was with her, because I know guys who have done lesbians. I mean hardcore card-carrying lesbians.
And she would be one.
Let me ask you. I bet you it was hard to have sex with her. Like, I bet you it took you a while to work your way into intercourse.
I mean,
dry like a desert.
It took like about, I'd say about 3 or 4 days.
Right, but when you finally had it with her,
yeah,
she was like kind of stiff down there. You know what I'm saying?
She was very hesitant. I mean, it wasn't very. I'd say.
Wasn't good.
I mean, it was. How should I say?
It wasn't the best lay you ever had.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like a. It wasn't like a. How would I say? A creamy.
She wasn't. Let's say.
It wasn't a volcano.
She wasn't a volcano. She was more like.
You're saying it, Robin.
She wasn't a volcano. She was more like a desert.
Yeah, it was right between a volcano and a desert.
Yeah, sex like having sex with a mannequin.
It was more like soil. You know?
Soil, right.
Soil, right.
Yeah, soil.
Yeah, and you probably felt, hey man, I'm really not turning around that much. I wonder what I'm doing wrong. And then meanwhile,
I thought, come on now. I mean, I thought I was better looking than her. I mean, I thought she was the one that had the problem, you know?
Right. Oh, she did.
I definitely found that out last night.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, you could take some pride because at least you got her going a little bit for a man. I mean,
that's tough.
That's tough to do. Yeah. So have you? Because she's on the TV talking about you all the time about how she made love to you and stuff.
I mean,
how many times did you do her before you gave her the axe?
It was about 4.
4 times you did her? Because she's acting like it was some long relationship.
Yeah, I know it. I mean, what the hell is that?
Did she actually come to you and say she wanted to get married?
No, she never did that.
Wait a second. How long did you actually go out with her? Like a month?
It was about a month and a half.
Yeah, because she's making it like we had these steady boyfriends and I was in love.
She was so full of it.
Right.
So she hardly had anything to do with men, is what you're saying.
So you banged her? Yeah, exactly. You banged her 4 times and that was it.
I mean, she was totally just full of it. I mean, the whole...
Because somebody told me a story about a very famous actress, heterosexual. I can't mention the name. I've been sworn to secrecy.
You're not even going to tell me off
I'll tell you off the air if you'd like to know.
All right.
But this person just told me last night that this very famous actress was at a party with Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah.
And Ellen was coming on to her stronger than any guy had ever come on to her in her life. Now, this is a very desirable woman. And when I tell you the name, Robin, you'll know what I'm talking about.
So she likes, you know what I think she's into?
But let me just tell you something. Remember she was on the air saying, she was on with Oprah saying, you know, I didn't go after Anne H. I just, bull. I don't buy it at all. I bet you she was like all over her.
And I think she likes to convert.
Yes.
You know, she doesn't want a gay woman. She wants a straight
woman.
Wants
to convert. Because she was trying to convert this broad. Very badly.
Yeah, she likes to initiate.
Mm-hmm. So you're kind of freaked out, Donnie, because you're saying, hey, look, man, I wasn't this girl's boyfriend for a long time. I did her 4 times and then I dumped her.
Right.
And then you moved on to your next broad.
Right.
Right.
I mean, it was ridiculous.
No great love affair, huh?
Right.
So has the Inquirer and the Globe tried to interview you yet?
No, I got called by, who is it? It was, Hard Copy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got called by them and, New York Times.
The New York Times.
They're getting into this?
Yeah. And what happened? You told them you weren't interested?
I just got, I really got called by a lot of people. It really got old, you know?
So
Are you married now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's all man.
I got 2 kids.
He's not gay.
No, hell no. I'm not gay.
Hey, Donnie, so the first time you got Ellen DeGeneres in the sack, because you're one of the few guys that have been there.
Yeah.
You're one of 2.
Yeah.
So where were you, in a truck?
No, actually, the first time it was at my house, and then the second time it was in a car.
Right, so you got her over there, and how many times? You gone out with her 4 times, and you said, hey, look, honey, I got to have a little.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, I'm a virgin.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you said, that's no problem. I can handle that.
No, it was actually, it was very interesting the first time because it was very awkward. You know what I mean? Of course, it's very awkward the first time for anybody.
Was there any blood?
I didn't see it, but I talked to her about it, and she said there was. I mean, cause, you know.
Hey, nice going.
Yeah. Do what?
Nice going.
Oh, boy.
You're a man. I've never drawn blood.
You haven't?
No.
He's never been with a virgin.
No girls want to give me their virginity.
He's been with girls that have been used up.
I've been with sluts and whores.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
Even my wife had been through about 30 guys by the time I got on top of her. She was the closest thing I ever had to a virgin. That's why I married her. Only 30 guys? Okay.
You're the closest I've come to a virgin.
Baby, you can wear white at the wedding. 30, that's nothing. Jeez, I didn't know you were so clean. Fresh as a daisy. Yeah, no girls ever really want to give me that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
All right, so you get her over the house, and what is she, all dialed up for her big experience? She knew she was going to get it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You said, hey, look, man, I'm a man. I have to have it.
Yeah.
So you get her over there.
You know, I mean, I like, you know, like we drank a little.
That's it.
And then,
you better give that lesbo tons of drinks.
That's how you do with every girl. I mean, you like try to get them drunk.
Of course. They don't move otherwise.
She didn't drink. She really didn't drink very much, but I mean, all it needed was just a little coaxing, and she really did. She got it kind of got into it. And
yeah, was she any? So she was pretty bad though, right?
Do what?
She was pretty bad though.
Oh, she was. It was. God, I mean, it was as bad as you can expect. I mean, come on.
Oh man, just laying there. What? She just lay on her back?
Yeah, I mean, the whole time there was no doggy, you know.
No doggy?
No doggy, no nothing.
No doggy. Huh? No doggy. No moving around.
No legs up in the air.
Nothing. No moaning.
No. I mean, there was some moaning and all, but.
Any oral?
No, we really didn't get into that.
Wow, man. No, she must be a lesbo. Just hands. 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 Yeah. Hell, a dog can use its hands on you. Hands.
But that's about it.
So when you got the clothes off, you like what you saw. She was pretty nice and nude.
Oh,
huh?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got a butt.
Like brown and, you know, kind of like the eyebrows.
Yeah, I hear you. She got a D cup?
No, there wasn't no D.
Like C.
Now, you saw it. It was like
it's like a big C.
Yeah, big C.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah. I mean,
nice mountains. They look like the Catskills.
Yeah, I mean, they look very well.
Yeah. Well, so then, like, you how many times did you do her that night?
There was 2.
2 times?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And each time was a little difficult, right? I mean, it wasn't like she was totally into it.
The
second time was totally difficult. I mean,
right. She didn't loosen up.
She never really was into it. I mean, I really can't explain about how.
Well, now you can.
Yeah.
You got your explanation.
I mean,
you probably running.
Actually, the thing was, Howard, I thought it was me, but I guess it really wasn't.
Wasn't you?
Nah, it wasn't you, pal. She was a card-carrying lesbian. A lot of guys, a lot of guys never recover from.
They get tricked.
They get tricked. They think it's them.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah. Was your meats black and blue afterwards?
Oh. There was a couple of blood spots. I mean,
yeah, I bet you there was some bruising. Am I correct? I'm not being funny here.
A couple of purple.
Purple, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I know another guy.
You know, like what am I trying to say? Like liver spots?
Yes, I know another guy who went through the same exact thing with a lesbo. And
so do I. I've heard of this bruising.
And this bruising on the genitalia.
Exactly. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know all this.
Thank you.
I've never experienced it, but I know it. I've had a lot of bruising on my genitalia, but mostly self-inflicted. Yeah. Man, you have to fight your way.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
You know. I mean, it was like
a battle.
It's a battle, man, and you won.
It looked like it had leprosy.
Right. I understand. I understand exactly what you're saying. I've seen it up close.
Okay. There you go.
Never had it, but I've seen it. You understand?
I understand.
I bet you're in pretty good shape, though. I bet you're looking handsome and everything.
Yeah,
right?
I'm looking very well.
You kept it together?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 41 years old. I'm looking all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I was looking very good then. I mean, hell, I was the captain of the football team.
Right. Now, you know, Time is Father Time is our worst enemy.
That's right.
Right.
You know the reason. I mean, hell.
And were you following her career? Were you following her career the whole time and saying, "Hey, I had sex with her"?
I used to watch her on. I mean, she used to come on like Comedy Central and like that. And I used,
Did you know? When did you find?
I mean, I really, and even once I got her TV show, I mean, I really didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Yeah. Well, how many girls have you had sex with that have TV shows? I mean, it had to be a big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but it really wasn't that big. I mean, come on.
She's playing up her...
it was Ellen. I mean, come on.
Yeah, she's playing up her relationship with you like you had this long, heavy romance.
But I wanted to know, when did he find out she was a lesbian?
I found out about, it was about 3 years ago.
Right, because you read it in the Inquirer or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, who was it? It was American Journal.
Right.
They came to our town. It was Atlanta, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And they were asking all these people, like all these local yokels about, you ever heard of Ellen? And I said, all these people were saying like, no, I never heard of Ellen. It like made everybody look like a bunch of
rubes. Yeah, no, it probably would have been cool if you said, yeah, I know her, I did her.
Yeah, exactly.
Black and blue.
And hell, they didn't ask me.
So you tried. So after the 2 times that you did her that night, you tried 2 more times to have some good sex with her, and when the sex was bad, you dumped her ass, right?
That's right.
There you go.
Exactly.
All
I
right.
mean, she really never really was that good. I mean,
yeah, she didn't know how to put out.
You should ask these women about her, though.
Yeah. Evidently, she's a firecracker if you have a vagina.
Very good pie.
Yeah. Your problem was you had a penis. So do you have any pictures?
Really was for the shish kebab, huh?
No. Do you have any pictures of her, like at the prom and stuff with you and her?
Well, I've got one prom picture.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend, the one that y'all mentioned about on the news, it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a like Sadie Hawkins and
yeah, Sadie Hawkins did.
Yeah, I mean, of course she was the one that asked. I mean, she was always the one to take the initiative.
So you gave her so afterwards, after you had the sex with her the first time, you said to yourself, hey, man, this isn't so good, but I'll give it another shot because she's a good old girl.
Yeah, I mean.
And then how long did you wait? But the next night you got her in the sack again?
No, it wasn't the next night. It was like the next weekend.
Next weekend, got her over there at your house?
Yeah.
You brought her in there, got her naked again, gave her a couple of drinks, a little schnapps, and then you... And then what did you do? You just like she gets down there again, the same thing. No moving around, no shaking around, difficult.
She was like a corpse. I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go, Jackie.
And I bet your wife looks nice, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't look like Ellen.
Well.
Don't look like Ellen DeGeneres. She don't have no turkey neck.
Hell no. Come on now.
All right. Ease up, man. All right, brother.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Donnie.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
Can I get yell out to Amber and Raymond and Greg?
You just did.
All right. Thank you very much, man.
All right, Donnie. Thanks for giving us this big exclusive.
Thank you, man.
Here's the guy who first did Ellen, and he's saying, hey, man, I only did her 4 times. What's she running around saying?
Big romance.
Big romance, my ass. I did her 4 times. She laid there like a corpse, and I never did another thing to her.
Yeah.
Hello. That's it.
Hell yeah.
Hey, any chance your wife's a vague?
No, she don't.
No way, right? You ever do any gay stuff?
No, hell no.
All right, man. That's all I'm asking, man. Don't get all defensive.
All right.
Wait a minute. I got to ask one more question. How many girls had you been with before Ellen?
How many women?
Yeah.
Before Ellen.
Let's see. Wait a second. Hold on now.
Get out the calculator.
I was one girl when I was 17.
Go ahead.
That's when I broke my
virginity.
Yeah.
17.
17. You had one before her?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, so when did you find out sex wasn't like it was with Ellen?
As soon as you got another girlfriend.
I found that it wasn't right very, very close after I got with Ellen.
I see.
All right, Donnie, baby.
Thank you very much.
Hang in there, buddy.
You too.
All right, that's Donnie, man. By the way, we're standing by waiting to see the overnight ratings on that Ellen episode. They must be humongous. I didn't even...
It's got to be Super Bowl type ratings.
But, if you want to take a little survey in this room alone, Robin didn't see the episode. You saw about half of it.
I taped it and I looked at it later.
Fred has it on tape, hasn't seen it. No. Jackie hasn't seen it. I haven't seen it. Baba Booey hasn't seen it. I suspect that a lot of people, for some reason, got kind of like, okay, I felt like after watching Oprah and Diane Sawyer and everything that I'd kind of seen it already.
Right.
Exactly.
The country is reacting to Ellen.
Oh, you got ratings?
We don't know ratings yet.
Gary, call my connection. Come here.
You haven't heard?
I can get the ratings right now. Hold on a second. I'm gonna get them for you right now.
Please.
Yeah.
Why didn't you take care of this before?
Well, you know who my connection is on ratings? All right, why don't you call him and tell him I need very quick. All right? I want the ratings on Ellen. Oh, New York is overnight. This is not national. All right.
Baba Booey.
This is a good indication.
Baba Booey.
That's right. It didn't come from me.
Sorry. Information
Tell Howard it didn't come from me.
Across the country, coast to coast, people are buzzing about last night's coming out episode of Ellen. In San Francisco, hundreds gathered at parties to watch Ellen DeGeneres announce that she's gay. One man said the show was a landmark.
Sorry.
Another partygoer said the day felt like a holiday.
Really? Wow.
In Chicago, one gay man said the show was politically powerful because gays are to the right wing what garlic is to Dracula.
This is what the Jews used to do during the Jackie Mason show. They used to gather in parties. And
not everyone sees reason to celebrate. The episode has prompted an outcry from religious groups and others. The head of the Illinois Christian Coalition says in today's Chicago Tribune that the focus of Ellen was homosexuality and that tomorrow there will be something else.
Ellen ought to do a Christmas special like Kathy Lee does now. She ought to really market this thing.
Well, we have tape of some of the people at some of those parties last night.
We're here. We're queer. And we're ready. Okay, who's this?
We're here. We're queer. Get used to it.
I guess this is the one marked man. I guess he didn't want to be identified.
This is an unidentified person at an Ellen coming out party.
Okay.
I mean, the whole show is about her and her friends and stuff like that. And there's one little difference, one major difference, but it still can be her and her friends. And you know, if she meets somebody, maybe she can date a little bit.
This just in honor of Ellen's coming out, tuna fish half price at most supermarkets.
That's
in the store near you.
Here's another unidentified person at an Ellen coming out party.
I don't even think she's that good a comedian, personally, but I think she did an excellent job tonight.
Show's not funny.
Their house, their home, and their life on the line.
Right.
More power to her.
Everyone's buying into that. She's risking her
risking
house.
something.
Yeah, she's not risking anything. She's got plenty of money.
In San Francisco, we have partygoer Roberto Friedman.
Roberto Friedman?
Yeah.
Who's Roberto Friedman again?
He's from San Francisco.
No, but he's nobody.
He's a partygoer.
Okay.
It was kind of, a little bit unbelievable, but it was,
yeah, I'll say.
A fairy tale, a little coming out fairy tale.
Girl's 39 years old. She's, do you think I might be? I don't even want to say the word.
Why can't I say the word?
Because you're an idiot?
Oh.
Because you're an embarrassment? Our ratings contact is in a meeting. He'll call back as soon as he can. Meeting.
Oh, so we have to wait.
Top level stuff.
I can't walk out, then they'll know it's me. What is this?
That's from a different rating.
Oh, different. Oh, okay.
What do we have?
Okay. So this is New York, Gary, or national? I believe this is a New York rating. The Ellen Show had a 26.4 rating with a 37 share.
Gotta be New York. That can't be national.
Yeah, that's got to be New York. Does that sound so high to you?
26.4. I'm sure that's higher than what she normally gets.
Oh, absolutely. But I know we got into that range on. I'm not making this up on our Channel 9 show.
Sure.
We were well into the 30 share.
And nobody was gay.
Yeah, well,
there was.
Nobody came out.
Now, is this all people or just homos? Can they break it down like that?
Who did they poll?
30 out of 90 are homos.
And we have one more partygoer.
Yes.
Who doesn't think Ellen Morgan's coming out episode did much to empower the gay community.
Of course. It's a start.
Here is John McConnell.
All right, let's see what John has to say.
Well, I liked the show as a
Thank
show.
you.
I thought it was well written.
I wrote
it. was witty and so forth. I didn't think it really mattered
in
terms of promoting an idea for the gay community. And I thought that the gay theme was well handled, but I don't think it advanced the cause at all.
Interesting. I just got the ratings. I can say it.
I might disagree with that, David.
I think it does something. I don't know what.
Yeah, like a lot.
So anyway, maybe all this Ellen stuff will go away now that the episode has aired.
Right. Let's take a break, Rob, and we'll come back and do the rest of the news right after these words. Oh, those were national numbers?
Howard Stern Show.
Hey, hold on.
National?
Yeah, those are national numbers, by the way.
Wow, that's
37 share. It's very good. I guess that's the #1 show of the week. Thank you.
Right there.
I like how Ellen goes on Oprah and won't even offend idiots.
Who are yelling that you shouldn't be doing what you're doing.
Yeah, instead of saying, listen, you dumb ox. Of course, I'm a lesbian. So what? What do you care? She's like nice to everybody. I understand your point of view.
You're not attacking me.
Right. Some idiot is on there going, well, we don't like homosexuals. I'm not attacking you, but I'm saying homosexuals is bad.
The Bible says.
Yeah, and she's such a pussy whip. You know what? She makes me sad. She's pathetic. God, her show is depressing.
Yeah, it's sad to be a lesbian, according to Ellen.
Oh, my God. 39-year-old woman can't figure out she's gay?
It brought me to tears last night. It's supposed to be a comedy show.
Yeah. God, is that a depressing show? If I was a lesbian and I watched that show, I'd jump out the window. Lesbians are about fun.
Didn't seem so last night.
So great. Got no kids, run around, do each other, go to clubs, pick up other chicks. Go to bad concerts and pick up fat broads. Come on. Where's the fun in all this? Why do you think they call it gay? It's supposed to be fun.
And except for this Oprah interview, what do you do?
Is that what she said?
Yeah, she goes to when the Anne Hayes person comes out, and she's sitting there with Ellen. What do you two do?
Well, I pull down her pantyhose. I lick her thighs. No. I mean, what do you do for fun? Well, we do what you do, Oprah. We sit around and eat.
I pull down her pantyhose and I lick her thighs.
They should have just raped Oprah right up on the stage. Just pull up her dress.
And then the other thing that Oprah couldn't understand was that Ellen knew she was gay from a very young age.
Right.
But Anne never knew until she met Ellen.
I got to tell you something. I didn't get that either. I was with Oprah on that one. You don't know? All of a sudden, I don't wake up going, man, I'm in love with a guy. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I think that Anne Hayes has a couple of screws loose. No offense. By the way, Roseanne, Roseanne of Roseanne and formerly Tom and Roseanne of the Roseanne Show.
Yes.
She says the following in USA Today. She says she takes partial credit for Ellen DeGeneres coming out as a lesbian because Roseanne was so gay-friendly. Ellen owes me, she owes Sandra Bernhard and Howard Stern. He's all about lesbians.
Wow.
And she's thanked me. She asked me if she should do it, and I said, you have to be who you are in order to be funny.
There you go.
She has not thanked me, though.
She will not thank you. In fact, didn't she say, nobody can hurt me now, not even Howard Stern?
I watched her say that on Oprah yesterday. You know what I said to the television set, even though Ellen couldn't hear me? Oh, yes, I can.
Watch me.
Watch it, baby.
Don't give me a challenge.
Yeah, don't give me a challenge. I can make your life hell.
Ellen was a ratings winner.
Yeah, it was a pretty good show, I got to admit.
What night was that, Wednesday night?
Yeah, she did a nice job.
42 million Americans tuned in to see her. They say it's about as good a rating as you get on an average ER night, which is the #1 show on television. But it certainly was not
Super Bowl.
The last episode of MASH or, when Rhoda married. One of those episodes that garnered huge ratings.
They were expecting it to be as big as when Lucy gave birth or MASH, as you say, and it just didn't pan out that way. It was pretty funny, though, I got to admit. I mean, I'm not a big Ellen fan, but she put together a nice show, and quite frankly, this seems to work for her. There's some reason to watch now, and she's such a dyke now that she's like a guy picking up chicks. It works.
Yeah, I figured out what was wrong with the show. They had her trying to act like a girl.
Right. Now she's acting like a guy, and it works.
She's a guy.
Yeah. She's every bit as a bit of man as Fred is. Every bit.
I mean, when she hopped on that couch with, she had just come from a room with a guy.
I popped wood.
Where she was not doing well at all and looked really uncomfortable. I got uncomfortable. And then she goes over to Laura Dern's room and she hops on that couch with Laura Dern. I was like, wow.
I popped wood during that scene.
There's a huge change in her.
I popped wood.
She's comfortable.
Laura Dern looked good. She's sitting on the couch. There's a guy trying to hit on her. Ellen DeGeneres. And it worked for me. It was funny. The show moved along quickly. I was laughing out loud. Very rarely do I have that on a sitcom. When Ellen came out and screamed into the microphone, I'm gay, very funny. I give it high marks. It works for me. I will actually tune in next week, but they better have hot chicks. I'm telling you, I saw the promo. It looks like she's going to come out to her parents. That's not that interesting to me.
No, now she's going to just come out every week to everybody?
Yeah. That's not interesting. But this 1 hour episode, I give it 2 tongues up.
Wow.
And I'm someone who's been praying for some... Yeah, 2 tongues up. I've been praying for some lesbianism on TV, and now I've got it. And you know what? It was pretty funny.
Yeah, something else we didn't point out about the Oprah show the other day. They had a lot of gay people in the audience.
Yes.
A lot of gay female couples.
Right.
Homo says what?
Who, you know, because Ellen was there and Annie Heche was there, they felt, you know, perfectly comfortable hugging each other when they, you know, were going to commercial breaks and holding hands in the audience.
I got to say something. Ellen's new real girlfriend, Ellen DeGeneres' girlfriend, not Ellen Morgan, is very bizarre. I've got to tell you, I've been watching the talk shows. I watched Oprah. I saw a little bit of the Leno show. She's very fidgety, very bizarre, and is becoming, I don't know, more and more masculine or something.
Well, yeah, if she wasn't a lesbian before she met Ellen, she certainly has figured out the uniform pretty quickly.
Yes. I don't believe she is really lesbian. I believe that she will break up with Ellen and eventually go with a man because she values her career more than any love. And I don't know, but when she's with Ellen, she's very bizarre, talking very fast, touching Ellen every minute. Ellen even looked embarrassed.
Grabbing Ellen's hand. I mean, Ellen's sitting there in the chair, and Annie's reaching out, grabbing her hand and pulling it into her own.
My vibe...
Not like their hands are just meeting.
My vibe on this, Robin, is this is Ellen's big coming out party.
And Anne is crashing.
Yeah, she's crashing. It's annoying. If you had a girlfriend who did that every minute, you'd want to just throw her through a window. And this Anne, I don't know, she's becoming dykier and dykier. She's changing as fast as Henry Hill. And she may be a chameleon or an alien. I don't know which. But there's something disturbing with this girl. Now, I understand her father was a minister who was also secretly
gay.
He was
not a minister. He was very active in his church, though, apparently.
Who was secretly gay and...
Yeah, like the choir director.
Yeah.
Homo...
I don't know what happens in your life when, you know, when things like that happen. I guess you get weird, but she seems very, very bizarre. I've never seen her act in anything. I guess she's a good actress.
Well, Ivan Reitman chose her to be in a film, so she got to be pretty good.
Yeah, and Ivan's a real stand-up guy. If Ivan says she's a good actress, she's a good actress. And these gay groups who are bashing Ivan ought to go drop dead. I mean, Ivan made a statement and said, yeah, of course I'm concerned about the next movie and using her because, you know, you always worry what people's reactions are going to be. You put up a lot of money for these movies. He didn't say he was going to fire her. And all of a sudden the gay group said, well, it sounds like he's positioning to fire her. He never said that. I know Ivan.
Well, it's just as appalling for you to say go drop dead.
Oh, really? I don't think so. I think when people slander other people, you should wish them to drop dead. That's not right. You don't go and do that. The guy just said he was being honest. And you know what? I'd like to see some guy put up $40 million and not be nervous.
Well, the point is that they're making a mistake and going overboard in their caution, and you're going overboard in your criticism.
Mm-hmm. I don't think so. That's the difference between me and you. I don't think I've gone overboard enough.
Oh, yeah?
I stick up for my friends.
I understand that, but drop dead? I mean, I don't think we're going to learn anything.
Yes. You learned something. Don't cross me, because I will wish that you drop dead. Don't ever cross me.
Oh, dear.
In the ratings reports, I was going over this Ellen DeGeneres thing. She was the #1 show of the week.
Her time slot that week, or the #1 show overall?
#1 show overall.
BDR?
That's right.
Wow.
That's right. That's right. As a matter of fact, the reason they say ER did not win the week is because it was up against a low-rated show called The Shining. It was a remake of the Stephen King Shining. Why they remade this, I don't know.
I tuned into about 2 seconds of that miniseries.
Yeah.
It was the movie.
Yeah.
Stretched out.
Yeah, I talked to someone who told me they thought it was pretty good, but whether it was good or bad is meaningless when a movie is that successful as The Shining. Why, just because Stephen King didn't like the way it came out, why would you sit there and invest all that money and remake the thing when everyone's seen it already a million times?
I tuned in, and it was one of those scenes in the bar where the bartender's saying, you know, we've been expecting you, blah, blah, blah. I've seen this.
Yeah. Well, anyway, The Shining had enough ratings to pull the ER down a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. But it still was considered a huge flop and not worth the investment. And the Ellen DeGeneres show was the #1 show of the week. So there you go.
Well, people love lesbians.
Also, I've been...
As you've always said.
Yes.